alo legal team ongolo kodo de pono statement of claim pete nye kemi bo get a pm omena no chocho americo no yiko kofiana nde mi va o papa meka kape o me ko de ke kofia o me na prior notice de ko no cha fisi afiko enye no yike edefuna ameyu over dogo la pm kpele hunya o ye kpele ye pesenya la che yo ngla gbale do da chief of defense staff national intelligence bureau dongo be yo kwara be inspector general police meka we do amia we do wa akea yo me eho no chocho de ke koku de yenye hundodo na yo pe babia o ga yeji o le biam cho vono sibe ameyo wa watonga trova ata vono ne do asioji benomaga agere ife afe me privacy afideko compensation never for damages do ne vono megere mola makpo no mo pe jojo yo wenye enya iwo wo okole danyi yenye statement of claim be vono ne wa akpo eme na iwo yenye gbanto mehedengo yenye perpetual injunction restraining the defendants whether by themselves agents that if you be ne vono ne do asioji kra perpetual ide mavo and agency they do that's the agent you to you amerisi and the head do maga te won pomo no popo agere ya peme le ye megbelo le ye nkumelo ya hajilo awanu ike wo wa nyichola be edefuna ife do wala e pe nyasala e ke me kona megede o e ke me so na megede wa nya be esdule sele miasi minya be vonro le miasi menye banana republic alo medoko mileko esede elemia kplo agojeje kai wanye le finance minister pakpaji pamero da fodede enu medo jijona yo meje enu meje so ta ibe vonu a ne gede me vonu a ne wado vonu a ne da fode ka vedo yo me hle dongo waga anye fudede nami dumevio den nenem fodede ta eyi ke miere no foma court de ke medical yi america yi ke mi aglobo enya me yi ke mi de vonuta se megale si alo de jena megale si o de legita amese mata wanu yi ke jefa pele mi gbona jedodo ge le wona pa bubu le news and view segment pakpaji kude wona yanti gakele wo nyasala pakpaji ndia me de babianye dada indongo enye le yi okata magojeje kai wanye be finance minister ne wa adafo be ese ne wa nu yike eje be ne wa awo yike nye yipe babia o no grant yipe request o na already pe declaration nu yo yibe ne wa ese na damegbe no wa anabe wa kpo me fafa ba menya nye o manya o seto we dododa seto me dododa o maga wa nenem nu yike wo wa ple you 0247 900-764. Mi a kwereko ke mi ho la mese menonyao 0247-900-764 bakole 0203-766-500. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sister Jijo.
Papa.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Madhu Bana Global Yaselopati. Akpadam na maude of Agbeta. Nyaya Herego could former finance minister Kanye Keno Foriata after me invaded Lame Manya Nedo to Nyaglola Gedula or condemn me. You cannot just go to somebody's house without a arrest warrant or search warrant. No, they came a family. Hey, and no job, I mean, special prosecutor. I do me order. He denied it. Well, you may get you. Police, deny that we are not in a banana republic. Time a monkey one mother, I make a do for Nubella, what happened to you. That is his right within his right to have a better shoe. That case came a mark on a man. Oh my God, no 12 on a do a shoe, Jiboma Gatua. I get a affirm and never outdoor chaff, Mamma Conam. Alabama, Matoa Jagog, then never we caught him caught by shoe, he find one. I told my women unless caught the determined by no magavo. Anyway, no one know my gavo, and never have no gavala. What got to Adama Bubuda? This is your mother, near Costiragbe, Shaima. ben ava fire prime ministry mi le jigbesa kpedi ade du ne mi ave sofuga le fire prime ministry kpoji fa me ga du nu chonji ndio kaka zanedo na va du nu na nonu de fire prime ministry ban come ta aya nye enya nyu ike me kokove no kosira gbe mere kuku me gagbo me nya be me nya tuele wu kake eye kple nya sera pe ti amesi amene me fire prime ministry never witness nya be appreciate on be any birthday la akpene mi
for Christopher afove be gede biaji magadu no manu agbe hello good morning yes hello
mama
yes
yeah le gbogbo be enyo be wako ameke ni le wo no
yes
okay ya de bubu be
stop me
alo ameda ko de to na fe e me nyama le gana fi gbolo mama jijo e ko fi mo be ti ene ma wa yi da me de ba fe me ba mi e ma su be me su da me si me su ba mi e wa me wa yi be ana me o me cha amen fi ka mi do fi le gana mama jijo kanya de bubu be na me de ko me de to na we ti ri ibe kuku o to ko da nyu de bere ele malo me le mewa enu ike to ba yi ti fi ake me le di mama jijo ti kanya le gana mi ye e ma dia de di ere ame to fi ja mi ga le je bo ro azanu de pastor me yesu e kwa mo oji wa
oh for Martin ma yi se gbo amero be
ai kenya o ba de ba me de ku na we
akpe
kanya de kuku be
me hia be never mafo
me ake fi ako me ne ko no zo me susu be ye ma po mama jo fe nkumo ele eye ko ko fe dara yin NDP kula mo ko de dobolo no nu we eye aba ko ti ko kere o ba do te pere la ele la ba so agba na ni le tu ko me no e don kere de ni
yo akpe for Martin okay emma mi dele me hello good morning
jo
yes
okay
akwe kelo
po gana pe do wa vale be nyan to mi no nya te pe to ami korene no mian e ko mo de wa no ko la bere ba te no iko abi finance former finance minister fe case yang ka nyami le ko be ehia nya te fe ehia be no for warrant ape no ya pe me ka ke no gere nyama police no ba kirma o me ho se twa nka se twa na de ka lo warrant de ke chu koto ape gara pe ma mata no ya chu hareko amerika mata chu kwa gara me ra pe me ke nyama ehia seto
eyamelo ameyiwe la fiema efo eyantomelo efo eyantomelo ameyiwo la fiema pova yowe nanu chochwe be hami over omeko search warrant ko fia you apegere fiema ta yo pe gbejizo le kole no yo phone
yo cho bia be search warrant ya fi mbere ka fiema ne bia mata ko fia o
akpa ve never mere fe
in law ne bia wa ko be okay e ba se ja fiema search warrant de
no bia we alo cheneva nyameve o cha ko fia ya cha ko
ya mele bo bere e ko ano se pole ga kene utro to me na we un to kanya fi hela landa e ko mene ya ba mele be ya balem ya be e fe arrest warrant de na mata bia o ne me nya se su mata bia o ne me bia o ne me bia o wa yo wa bia no ponye balem akojo anya mele se nu me nya mele de anko pa me ka wa si anya mele pota pa wa ya kwa anya egbe anya police men le fo wa ake police le pen lu ka tabe e bien c'est trop content e ko ni ntu ya pa di video wa bo ne ni fa na si ta ni to ko de kure ate un e ate no jurumeni ya e ta go la pare ta ke ni ma ko be enya be no la ka fa me de maje di o ta ke ne do gbera be do hun e ko egbe ne ye be police o de be no wa ni ke me ko wa ire ko do wa ta ma ire je dire bo la fe me e office agro yo be no la ka me ke wa fa me ko yo le ji yo be no le to wa be te e go me wa na go be e suspect ta no sign warrant mi ke alo search mi ke ne yo ya fe me ato wa ta we me ko ko wa ire ko room mo an no yo wa we o je dire wa ta je office ade ya me ni wa sign ta mi ko na be de ele ko ta wa ye la me ke to ke ya fe me chere ele wa ta mara a defend do ko mi abi ti mi amian ko bo
all right akpe ata oye de segbo ameyo le sie pom ameyo le sie gbo ameyo la gba ata on la gba le na yowe Benewa awa edom na eta mi no kpoda bele wa kwa wodwa ye ele me de ava vai me o de nufo alon chocho kai nenem ameve mo ha wa vana. Hello, good morning.
Hello, study jo.
Yes, for komla.
I work here.
Me kweke.
Akpe me kuku water tono vujena mi otu chinemi na back bele bele to me. Woda otu chindia mi de kuku.
Yo.
Me a former finance minister. Can of what I get a buffer without a warrant, a search warrant. That I'm your Dakota, it come your paper for me. That is your Menama Kadajina for Ghana, top of the berry. That case is dead on arrival.
Oh.
Look at that,
my preempt na court ruling, Olo. And yeah,
Sajijoy. Milefi, Abe President Rollins. Tafrache, President Rollins, Dole government mele 2000. Yeah, President Kufuor. At the time, President Kufuor, the current former president, Nana Dankwa Kufuor, SF as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, SF as a Foreign Affairs Minister, President Rollins, pay as the more Ghana, na ide nyevu to come, osis the passport. Me no free. President Mos va
Fokomla nche megbo edzo hekplo mi le wode election no gbo wode wo fe
dora megbo nyima wo mi la ekwe asaji jo mi na mi to ya tefere enyi ma no gbo egbe ja mi to ya tefere na
with all the examples you and edzo hekplo mi le de wode oloko no nya gbo la so much help
wadanwe Sajijo.
Yes.
No ato toma nyake ma kolone nya sara ku wonto e ma ko na we. Mi no fi akobara ransack don't in apoba peme.
You are still going to where I don't want you to go to. You are still going to where I don't want to go to. Or ransack amopa peme. Even I have a close friend who also suffered the same. He's also one of the big men in the country, working in one of the high places. Also suffered same. So when there is a change of government, this thing happens to quite a number of people. I cannot
Good morning.
How wrong is that? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, Milan Kose.
Hello.
Hello, Milan Kose for Nunami. Hello,
yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah,
chair.
One of you go back to the former minister of finance. I don't know when you are. I don't know if Pablo when you got a young age. Yeah, new president, he's come to reset the country. I get it. And they do you want. And me never be able to what do not get it. What got you politics who make Kenya minister before I get it. Jameme, I'm also putting that's why I can't call again. One is I don't want to Barawa. Mene bado let us do with Galamise, Amero Galamise, they might have been in your age and say, because you don't organize the who you got your liberty, because of protection, I get it. Go over your own thing, or make them call it, that go back and have me, make the go forward. You should talk. But what the why you come back, your office one will let us away, then the others be allowed. It will happen this time around. I'm a child of Brazil, that's in the Kikune. Never come and a guy who lost the former, there's the Grammy to go that's all. I'm your contact, what do you get this year? You can be like it. Bye-bye.
Agbale henya dogo kwa enyame gagalo enyame popoye akpoledo. Even when we're going to search former sanitation minister follow the due process. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Sister Jojo, so phone to cover Gakokol and more. Manya Hamatoa Gayo, Madakuku. I want to make this point clear. Manya Hamatoa Kaba Gayo. Dana will never born and never see what Alcoba support. I find a church with Gadeke, one person. I'm a get him. My pastor is a business tycoon.
Thank you. You for Martin, a pover Java, a Globachina, we may hear our fewer. nyamo pete me here ta flash Christopher promise ya me ikenye sole ha me manola ikenya ya adefuna me dota flash data mi kwa anyenya joko. Hello, good morning. Yola mamleto.
Morning, Ijo.
Yes.
Akwụkwọ ji mayor rekaji.
Look at mayor.
Akwụkwọ ji mayor.
Okay.
Weta kwena mauro weta be to new one of tuko.
Okay.
Kichi ogonya reberi. Amu honu uji amele. La marejili. Amu honu ene la majigele. Kaka apo mi ba kuye fufe enu wana kufe so kwa temetara. Yata wabe akwajeje vane amu yuweji finance minister le fa femaro. Kaka no gula the same remia ya de to ko same guri. Amu fa mo jina meleri. Ta finance minister wo boye le nya kwa court yin kuna enya he na atutu ye famu fatu ye wore du ko nwa. Ele te pare ye obe nu kanu no kunya go mekro. Ali na ko le du ko fe ga ketia. Opoto tole mu fa no krea. Eya le te fama dun keke ben keke ma ti ye atiaba. Daki ke ma le te fama di. Len keke du wale ko ko le fonu yimbe. O kere fa fama de majeji. Kite mi ko me ni le du ko me. U ka stro me de ti o le chapter ko na u ba o to du ko. Anyi na be Ghana ko nya ro seri e no to mo fre na. Eten ha ji ha me di. Be me Ghana bi. Awu ta ko Ghana ju bo fa no bi egbo ori. Le te fane le gbogbo ori. Le ti atun me ka fi aba. Akati ma ke kuna le gbogbo ori. O kere fa fama de matemaji. Anya di esia susu ori sia. Esia susu ora. Magbene NDC dunya ha bedi. No nya ni be yu le to pon. Menye atibini dunya ha ga le to pon ga ndo na wo. Ni do dunya me kasu chikata ele solime. Obe o da baba li le solime. Home. Eye di nu yenye mo wa. Amari subo fo be li le subo fe. Ekari no mo kuro ka hoho aso di ogbi. Kaka hoho manum ya me deblibu kenya me mango no ndia.
Yo anago koji mayor wewu nu na me. Mi ava yire ka ji sun. Mi ase nu medede akude nu wona wonti. Mi aga achonya do la fuma akwa kokpe. Mi sekpo alo yo mi enya. Me penya selao mi akwa ko sede afi. Mi jimi anotodom and mi wo kachachi amakwa mi ase akpama ha. Mi ayire la meseme no nya pakpaje. The flash I make a no med again amia. Me do jail tata me a we're going to have the discussion on health wellness clinic, and our guest is from the Home Municipal Hospital, Madam Ruth Anyi Keda. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, everyone is fine.
Sure. So wellness clinic at the whole municipal hospital. Yeah. Okay, so what do you do?
Okay, before we go into what we do, we know this is a topic that many would have heard before, but just as the word of God, we go to church every day, not because it's new. By any time that the word come out, there's something new that we learn.
Yeah.
So plead with the general public that they should stay glued to their radio set and then listen to and something new may come up that they may pick from today's lesson.
Sure.
And then when we say wellness clinic, it's normally a facility that offers a variety of services to promote mental and then physical well-being of the individual. Mental, why mental? Because when we know that you are free, you don't have any disease, then you'll be stable, and then physically you'll be fit to go about your day's activities without any hindrances. And then it is a global concern of which Ghana has adopted and implemented wellness clinic nationwide to respond to the rising burden of the NCDs. When we say NCD, just non-communicable diseases,
yes.
of which we will take hypertension and then diabetes into consideration at large. So just want to make known to the general public of the existence of such a facility within the whole municipal hospital.
Okay.
So on this note, we'll talk about the eligibility or who is qualified to visit such a hospital. It's open to all ages, all sexes, whether male or female. But then we are looking mostly about the adults, because children can equally get diabetes or hypertension. That may be as a result of a complication of another thing that is rising. So when they visit them frequently, and then that is determined, maybe further investigation can be carried out to ascertain or rule out what actually is causing the rise in your blood pressure or your sugar level. So to continue on that, one will ask that when...
So what you focus on before you continue is the non-communicable disease.
Yeah, non-communicable disease.
That's what you focus on at the wellness clinic.
Not really, but just to make the awareness of the existence of the wellness clinic and what you can access there, the services that you can access there. But I'm just taking the diabetes and hypertension there to be an example of such burden that we want to capture, because the rate at which people are getting it unknown is alarming and it's keep on rising.
All right, that's fine. Okay.
So to continue with, somebody will ask that, like, when do we work there? The wellness clinic is open from 7:30 in the morning to 5 p.m. But as I said, it's part of the outpatient department, which is the OPD. So from morning till 8 p.m., if you miss the time that I've mentioned, you can still come. Maybe that is the time that you're able to get some chance that you want to have yourself screened. You can walk in, and then the services that we render there, we screen you for hypertension. So we check your blood pressure, we check your sugar level, and then the common cancers as well, like the cervical, breast, prostate cancer, HIV screening, and then a lot. You can't mention all, but when you come or you have any doubts, you can anytime visit the wellness clinic, make your enquiries, then you'll be guided as such.
All right. So the wellness clinic, the services you render, is it different from the main services the hospital render?
Okay,
are you on your own, or you are just a part of it, or you are a facility that you are encouraging people to frequent and just get tested?
It's part of the hospital. As I've said earlier, that is a nationwide concern. So most facilities now have adopted that, and they are running the wellness clinics, and then whole municipal hospital is not left out. So it's part of the outpatient department. So we are not on our own. And then also the wellness clinic normally is not because you are sick, that's why you visit there. It's for those who are healthy, because at this moment you want to prevent the diseases from occurring in the first place. So it's not open for those who are already sick, mostly those who are walking about, like all the general, anybody at all. We want you to come and have yourself screened, so that if any problem is coming, or that will not take you by surprise. Because when we take this diabetes and hypertension, you'll be going about your activity normal, you are healthy, you don't see anything, because some of they will not even show any signs of symptoms that you may notice. And then like blood pressure, you can only know that it's high or low when you have the blood pressure checked. So it's for the healthy everybody. So it's part of the hospital.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so we can bring children or just adults?
Yeah, the concern is mostly the adults, but as I've said, that diabetes and other conditions, children can also get it. So the door is open to everybody to have access to. And then Somebody will ask that, but I'm not sick. Why will I waste my whole day to go and be in the hospital because there is going to be a queue? Just want to make you know that there is no queue at the wellness clinic because mostly you don't need to pass through the record to process any card before visiting the wellness clinic. But the only thing you have to do is you have to sit down for a few minutes so that you can rest enough for us to take the blood pressure and do the other things. And then also the wellness clinic is so cheap. We don't charge you for most of the services that are run there, in except of the blood sugar level. Even that one is just something small that you pay. But then that shouldn't limit anybody from coming. If you don't have the money, the others are there. You can come and then have your self screen, and then you prepare another time and come and then do.
All right, so no need thinking you're going to join a queue as far as you are going to the wellness clinic. When you come, just ask you're going to the wellness clinic. You don't need to come with your insurance. You don't need to come with any hospital card.
All right, the wellness clinic at the moment, when you are on entry into the hospital, we are at the gate or just after entering. But in case you didn't see us there, just walk to the OPD and then you have the service there rendered. The insurance, yes, as I've said, you can take it along when you have it, or when you have the hospital card too, you can take it along. Maybe when we screen you and there's a challenge or problem that you need to see the doctor, it's then that you need to process your card through the record so that you can be attended to ease the financial burden of not carrying your insurance. So when you have it, we entreat that you carry it along.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so we're talking about the wellness clinic within the whole municipal hospital, which is the wellness clinic the whole municipal hospital. You can have dina mesiame abamanya me you aje doko me doko na je apa va for malet ele gbegbe ava awa dodo kpo vovo ave viento do yo menye dokola menwo yon non-communicable disease or you can blow me like back doctor no via over so bodo avawa do dokpo ema now dongo akwa dejesi nenye be ojibe adomoda alono domoda fi won to menyawa ekema apewa adogo de dokita gbo tanegbona hole municipal hospital abia outase megaba na in the OPD ava join queue to kwenye be na for straight nenye be okpo odo okpo vo ndele kuhidele wana anya apewa wo pe take details so a process mo pete hena dokita pokpo ma wele po amechichu kon eya wole eya vumdi na tane hembe ado idoku po menye be eje dokoko a azamon pokpo agede the wellness clinic ele municipal hospital.
Yeah, so at this point I want to also add up that those who bring their relatives to the hospital, those who are just coming to visit somebody, they should take the opportunity anytime they enter into the yard to just spend few minutes to have themselves screened, because some are so busy that they don't even want to leave their work schedule and then go and have themselves screened. But then also want to entreat everybody that we should take our health very serious, because as it is said that prevention is always better than cure and cheaper. Because when you wait until you are diagnosed or the condition have now come, it will take a show on you. Financial burden will be there, you'll be stressful, your discomfort is taken away from you, and a whole lot of challenges. So we should come. So like this one, when you come and then you are screened and there's no problem, you also be safe from a lot of the stress that you may be going through once you contract some of these diseases and conditions. So we should make it part of our daily life to make time. Somebody will ask how frequency. The frequency, sometimes you can decide to do that on your own if you choose to do it weekly, monthly, but sometimes to upon screening you on your first visit, depending on what we have find out, we'll then give you a schedule that you need to follow so that together we achieve the aim and the reason for this wellness clinic.
Thank you. That's fine. All right, so that is it with the wellness clinic. Do well to visit, get tested to prevent any complications, any health, especially the non-communicable disease, to prevent them. Thank you for coming. Thank you for educating us. We heard from Ruth and Yinkeda from the
all right
teaching hospital.
Municipal hospital.
Hey, the teaching hospital people mostly come here, so the whole municipal hospital.
Sure.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
bode unkunya ogbo everything pertaining the eye. Jagbabe ye get a Salaria Eye Med and Optical Supply Storage. Wala ho. Max International ground floor. Fimai akbole eye le denu oka la ganu to America. A Evo story building per first floor. Le whole ground floor na Max International building. Kele gea mi akbole Malikem Hospital. Le Zoomline headquarters amegbe to West Josako Fimai wole nyema. Joda ogbe va se de fida ogbe opo hole fufum de ndigani va se de etro gaton memre da gbo han ga sieke va se de gave holiday so alo jojo hongeko ga sieke ndikpa jevado gave ndokpa jiko pa insurance vovo yo hona de wenye Glyco Health Care, Apex Health Insurance, Metropolitan Health Insurance, Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, Ghana Association of Bankers Health Insurance, kula bubu y'all 0559 271 75 0544 271 75. Yafenya salau mi aide doji pata agede jonglo pa. The portals, the papers now, and the guys are in the studio, Walter and Frank. Good morning. I hope you are doing very well.
You're fine. How are you too?
Did you say Walter and Frank?
Why? Is it Walter
and Frank?
I said Walter and Frank.
Ah, okay. I hear and Frank. Queen Elizabeth,
Elizabeth Promas.
Thank you. Oh, yes, Promas.
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth Promas.
Promax.
Yes. Anyway, and Walker.
Okay, now cha.
Kept the same. Yale doji. Yala metapo. Tonya de
Boko.
Nebe medunula. The usual 010 or formula me tabiala lo. Okay, meduado.
I can be a naming formula just oil fine. 1001
formula my mom did
I do breakfast. I was snack bedroom, lunch, snack bedroom, then dinner.
Not in Ghana.
In South Home, it's happening. Say not you. I'm actually now I'm a chichoma going to say I thought of you. But I'm a chichoma around there. Talk with a car. Indeed, though. Over time, can hang your baji.
No,
2 hours. Then no Ghana. Within 2 hours, I have been did on a play. They got ton and your performance within 2 hours. Now, Nega we venue within 2 hours na dundinu. Da se bo le kemi snack bava kemi ndo talk plero. Snack bava kemi talk plero.
I hope never follow Formula K. Because you told me what I'm overweight, you are obese.
You have to eat healthy. 5-star meal.
Okay. Don't you wanna me? I don't mean you wanna me again at all.
Let's go for that. Baby, in your
Yes.
Hello.
Nowadays,
Ambassador, baby, there. Hello.
I look sad at Papa V.
Ah, yeah.
So bolo le atano.
Still at the baby way.
Ale hale ano. You don't need to go and to be taken to Kempinski.
You just said I should eat healthy. Is that
yes, eat healthy.
Yes, so we say unless you are belong to that class.
To tomatoes, to agbecha, sabala, ginger, atadi, nunya melome. Yako protein kokpe, it's still a balanced diet.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to go and add inyelan, kokolo lamb before you know that you are eating a balanced diet. Make sure we protein, then ekpere akpele nuko.
What are they here? What are they here? Sisi abele. Na gbogbo fún vire, na gba fún vire. Protein le fún me.
We take ganya, bing, look ganya, bing.
O be chafe ko fo dangbe.
Maro ele fún me no protein.
O be chafe ko fo nya me le fún me.
Megano mi atrotobo.
I'm not cook back.
There was size digitary. Anyway, let's boss on. We have a lot to share with our listeners and also be getting to the 4 lines for a few discussions. So
Okay.
quickly, what do you have? Just the major papers.
Yes. Let me start with Ghanaian Times again. Let me start with the given one. Say key nuclear regulatory expert DZ job for greener pasture. So Yahenya Popoku and Mioda for Dumejo. Then let me go to the Daily Graphic. Mahama Care launched medical initiative to support new cancer, kidney and heart patients. And I don't know, is it a low-key launch or all over a regional basis?
No, again, I mean, for us to decentralize the launch of
that is always the norm in the
there
past.
was an initiative that has been changed to Mahama Care. There's an initiative, government initiative.
So I am talking about the launch.
Mahama Care.
So I'm talking about the launch. So what has been happening before? You know how they launch the free SHS. You know how they launch
most launches
NAPCO.
are done in Accra.
You know how they launch
you want the launching
Agenda
to
111.
be decentralized.
So the way they have been launched, even the drip machine, you know how it's launched across the
okay,
the
so
whole
your issue is after launching in Accra, they might come down to the regional basis.
Yes, to launch it
again.
Yeah, that is the norm. So I'm only asking.
Well,
is there a low key one?
I can't speak to that yet. Let's see what
we are cutting expenditure these days.
Yeah, that's the drive.
Yes.
You know, the drive is to cut government expenditure, unnecessary expenditure. So if that launch, it was a campaign promise, but non-communicable diseases, so no and that has been launched and the amount has been dedicated.
They should resource their places and everything will work perfectly. That's all. And let's quickly go to the same page. Then budget response to business communities concerns. That is PwC, Ghana Senior Country Partners. Then Ashanti region outages caused by 40 underground cables in our own region here, in my own hole here. What is the cost?
Ours is not underground. Either bent cables, bent poles. You will pull cables are affecting. Most often, that is the issue, and also faulty cables.
Okay.
But 40 cables. So, underground. I'm in another region.
So, since even though I can't imagine come and address our issue here. So, after the budget presentation, everything, Daily Graphic is posing the question: what is in the budget for you? What is in the budget for you? So we all have to start.
We have taken that already.
Yes,
they haven't heard, right?
But they are still posing the question. So those who can answer.
What is important. You take it.
Okay. The Inquisitor here, evil and wicked, OSP staff is mischief, leak high-profile meeting. Oh, wow. So, and also Budget 25 said, Tekwe is speaking, we spoke the truth back with facts. We spoke the truth back with facts.
So
Yes.
let me give you Daily Guide here. Daily Guide is reporting that Oforiata sues police officers for raiding home and is suing them. I don't know, he's just a police officer, but it was national security that was there. And this issue is that
National security was there, military was there, all of them put together. So he's suing. I mean, you and baby are sue.
but it's not mentioning the people anyway.
The people's
No.
name has been mentioned.
You mentioned the names. Who are those?
I think we should.
Police officers.
Police officers. Okay. So let's see how this issue goes. Cecilia Dapa made.
But honestly, somebody that is traumatized, we are told he is traumatized.
Who is traumatized? Not he. His domestic staff.
No, Apenyoma Kingston on the floor of parliament, he say he has spoken to him and he's traumatized.
And the person has come to say if he is traumatized, now what he's dealing with now
He's
is
now
his
running to
domestic
court.
staff. So the people he has sued is DSP Besmak Boachi Ansa, Chief Inspector Mensa, aka Sir Mensa.
Okay. So the question is that national security, can they come to your house without a search warrant or not? And we understanding
The
that
circumstances are
they can
two.
come
There are
without
instances
it,
they
and
can
they
come with it and without it.
Yeah.
So in this
if-
circumstance, it is only the people who knows the law can tell us. So we'll get to the phone lines and we'll have those discussions. So
Yeah.
stay on as we bring you that.
All right. So also giving you a story here. Daily Guide says Cecilia Dapaz made weeps in court. Asked for the case to be withdrawn. Akotia MP deserves hearing at the Supreme Court. And
Supreme Court has ruled.
all right.
The
And so
High Court has ruled, so Supreme Court will be hearing the case.
Yeah.
definitely 5 killed over illegal logging at Sefi. And I'm just surprised Cecilia Dapaz is still in the news up to now. And I don't know that
You've
case.
been, it should
The
be in
case
the
is
news
not dead
forever.
yet.
It's been long. Let's see what we can do about it. President Mahama backs 60-day ceasefire in Russia-Ukraine war. Okay, and don't use cumbersome process to frustrate private sector investment. Key nuclear regulatory expert desert job for greener pastures. All right, so this is on the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Let me just give you this one here from the New Crusading Guide. It's still reporting about Ken Oforiata sues National Security Operative over illegal invasion of residents. GFA loud silence troubling. And stakeholders brainstorm on vaccine development challenge. And tension mount at Bosu. And over police interference in chieftaincy issues at Bosu. Okay, so police are interfering in those issues. Let's see how.
Okay, let me get to the Daily Searchlight. Let me pick one story there. Then Apenyoma King is speaking. He said, all are corrupt. Don't tag politicians alone. and I side with him. You just let's go into our offices. We are all corrupt. No sign paper. They
Who are corrupt. If you say you are corrupt, you're going to say.
So
If you say we are all
that's
corrupt.
I
It's
said,
a saying. When
that's
all
why I
are
said go to
corrupt,
the
if
offices.
you are not,
Yes.
then you are not.
Yes.
But if you are, then that is the caps fits you. Then
No, which one does it?
go to the offices right now. Say, oh,
Everybody's
please, I'm
corrupt.
looking for my file. Watch a home to make my file over. Call brown envelope. Nasia me. I yagbok the file.
I made away me.
Then let me go to the business analyst. Second deputy speaker calls for probes into the betting tax implementation, and I love this. I wish we would do it with all the investigative bodies, because you are telling me it is not implemented. The populace are also saying it is implemented. So a serious probe, not just parliamentary probe.
wait, the probe is finding out what exactly the amount received so far.
Yes.
Where those funds have been channeled to, then it's a good cause. Because Honorable Patrick Boam has come to
apologize.
So it's a slip of tongue.
Is he the one to apologize? Is he the one to apologize?
He's also a member of the caucus.
Why would you let the person apologize? The person should apologize. We are not taking that.
Yeah, the other ones are not willing to.
Even
though
we are not taking that apology from anybody. Yes,
it doesn't work like that always.
For that one, we are not taking.
Even though I said it should just come and say that, if you want me to apologize, I've apologized. It will go a long way. But Honorable Patrick has come to do the damage control.
He's not responsible for that,
and he's part of them. So anyone can apologize on their behalf.
You did not
because
say
that what he has said, it's for the party. So how do we clear the debts on our party?
It's the same way we accuse Botaka for apologizing for national security for entering Kenneth Ofori-Attah's house. We accuse him for, why are you apologizing? Why won't you let the people come and apologize themselves? Yes, why are we apologizing for somebody who has the mouth to hold a press conference to say something?
But you are coming to apologize. Something has happened in the country.
Is he sick?
One person that was once served the country as a finance minister. So if he comes out to say we are sorry, you see that after the apology, that conversation was dead and gone in some way until the finance minister is bringing out some other issues and the suits now.
For me, I stand. He should still apologize, and we tell him go and sin no more.
Thank you.
Yes.
Then on the same page, 24-hour economy will drive economic recovery, business assets in KPMG survey. So the survey is saying, then Gideon Boaku is also speaking, say Mahama is running bloated government expenditure than Akufo-Addo. You know what you are saying is not true. Then you know the government statistician is also in parliament yesterday. He makes a lot of points. Right? The economy grows by 5.7% in 2024. That is from the Ghana Statistical Services. Then the Daybreak paper, NDC supporters accused Bagbin for interfering in DC selection. Is that why the thing is getting late like that? Bagbin and Co, you have been accused. Come and remove your mouth. Then Akufo-Addo spent only 326 million Ghana cedis on government machinery, but John Mahama to spend 2.7 billion on government machinery. From Gideon Baku. Baku is saying that. Then let me take you the last paper here. The New Republic. I mean, U10 caught in Gambo tax dodge. That's how they title it. They say, I mean, U10 caught in Gamble tax dodge. That's what the New Republic.
Sometimes because of Umpeta, when Tomatanga Vaga the flatcho. I'm never anyway. Then maybe another time, probably a 10 will head to video. Then you come out.
Then the last story here I have. Do you have any other story? The last story I have here is NCCU boss. NCCU boss busted in U.S. visa scandal. Make a promise you, make a still hold galley.
Everyone is corrupt, like Apenyomakin said. Yeah. Unless I'm escorting the act, you say you are not corrupt. Just as you say, no powerful no they say so unless you are pregnant, they wouldn't know that.
They would know that, yes.
So business analyst says that the second deputy speaker calls for probing to betting tax implementation, and that's on the business, as well as 24-hour economy will drive economic recovery. And finally, graphic showbiz says tourism ministry deserve cabinet status, and that's coming from industry players. They are demanding that tourism ministry should be part of cabinet because of the essential role they play in Ghana's economy. And that would be all from my side. If you still have
all right, so before we get to the portals, we have quite a number of them. here on Ghana Web, City Newsroom, My Joy Online, 3 News, Modern Ghana, and the rest. I want to get to the phone lines and do a few things, exercises. NCC joins us 8:30. So we'll get to the phone lines too. We'll speak to Dr. Richard Kumado, giving us some detailed explanation.
Yes.
Try to speak to one human rights lawyer, but because of his schedule, we couldn't have him today. So another time we'll bring him on board. These are conversations and education we all need to have. We all have privacy, and if your privacy has been breached, what does the law say? And also with the other things that are happening involving the NIB, the BNI, the National Security Operatives, the other security officers, their duties and all of that. We'll also go to the budgets again and have some experts' knowledge and explanation on the budget. So in the subsequent days, we'll also be getting to the phone line, speaking to a few people who the various allocations have been made to and how they have accepted those allocations and what it makes to them. So we'll be getting to the phone lines very soon for that conversation with Dr. Daniel Konu. He's a lecturer and who is into the economy. So let's say an economist, an economic expert. He teaches economy of Ghana at the EP University, and he will be speaking to us right here on the show pertaining academia Garudo. Ikewo Fenami Garudo Yukata Fenami Namia Ase Emedide Ekudem Ticho Eyema Motamia Good morning, Doc. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Doc, good morning once again. Peter Kwenobe Geremia Pe Yavana Global 105.1. Hello? Yeah. Sure. Okay. Nana Konya me Hejibemia Ahon Mede de Ka Docho Bo Kude Gadodo Yohle Namini Cho Bladagbe Ale Ike to Kokole Azonle Zogele Miafe Ganya Ope Akpaji Gadodo Miafe Gadudu Efeduduo Ale mi bona nenem efemao ohege egayo mi dena dudo ope vovoao bele nutome yo kuhideka evedewo wo ojole eta minjibe mi asecho gbogban eike nese dukope gadodo a ale ike neko eko ehwe
yo akwe society yo me dakwena went to play Global FM play enyasalam enyu be ne o klan budget la menya mesia meton sie gomeleo elabana wesi o nyagbe yo zanale budget ma menya mesia meton senamo da anyenya fe mon popo be mi agbado me be ameyo meton semo yo ha wase videle me elabana budget a eka mesia me les gens te font mais ils ont un budget te voir no il des social media am gede o pon jeje le budget on et o dakene government ya be ne wa tanzo de budget ji abele ko gbole ne a ke ngogbe yi vida vana Ghana le echome le budget ho onwa me pobe ameyo classic budget yevo globe ele very simple to read and understand afford the yi ho le budget onwa ya ko ya gboto ne mi akata le budget ma bia be various sectors of the economy no lem kudanwa umeko allocation for the various sectors COVID had a melemo be it agriculture sector, the services sector, the manufacturing sector. Play other ministries so kata umeko allocation now had a gake enu government dibe yawa le FAU board FAIMA
oko kodere oko allocation kona nu ma okata be government aton pobo be yana be governor nu ma be wawa takenu meje ma je gomele afima ma tote abia bubu the government epenya no a ebe epeyama gayo yo dibe yo akpo alo yo plan be yo akpo la efumia no 223 billion Ghana cedis 223 billion Ghana cedis you expect better you our expenditure you for nuza salary split talk you kata ano 269 billion Ghana cedis.
Okay.
269 billion cedis. Anye gaiwaz. You are 223 billion Ghana cedis. If you have a deficit, there, you tell the money why the Koraba Digara COVID a balanced budget, man. Oga Globe, new property, Hoko, last year, by the end of December 2024, and 23.8% Kenya inflation globally, and 23.8%. Gate next year, you pay mon alo you pay the 11.9%. Any target the revenue fast wava angba yo wenye enuma enya mabulo adungo to budget seven.
All right, that's okay. Ata ayi miele ga home yi miaza ike anye 269 billion Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
Ayi gai miazi 223 billion Ghana cedis. Ike be deficit da baba. Le deficit ma baba me be fika dudu aga kpo nenem gama le fika be waga kpo mia gama anye deficit ako balance mia fe gazazan o to fia be mie gbona ega doge aga kpo ako so aloko do ega gape ako feel gape a ela be do wa mi scrap few taxes do yo enye ngbedodo ako no ega video jimvena mi bo mi do asi onye yo ni me fe gamo ko mi do asi ojizo ke mi do asi ojide mo ka die jidudu do e be ya ajiga koto
Yo akbe no babiama government de kama to bulo be ma doga ela nane nu ba ni godubo wawa ele be wa doga so te pade ele me abele kami mi afa debt situation ena be external market mi adoga choya mon popo ti le tefema alo agboma etu le tefema gake le domestic ni aftermath ni le Ghana ntopa mon popo le be mi adoga enya from the treasury bills ada ne mi do mi a balance that mi difference deficit ke mi blona ke Ghana government adoga le treasury bills aya ba doga le tema ako kapa balance. Okay. Currently, among Pokoma available na government anymore.
All right. Next more guy, you can stand to ka be no for the dead dog for wawanu. Play efe you me do. Play you me a hegele efe ne mama de fi opete ji peresia de oka guy. Mia a hele fi me play guy you me aza. Play efi jidudwa akoga trade. The one for no de afike ne le play do ne wona. De ne kwaba ele boboe ano boboe de na jidudu. Be le guy you me do. Fi yo me akoga le. Play guy you me be me aza ano boboe be do wata wa twafo. Abale ike ko jumevio diena.
Yo, akwe le budget ma finance minister blonemi be arrears dolly alo payables dolly H.O. 2024 you hadeko.
Yeah.
Nami nyabe L 67.5 billion. enya arrears duma hia mro for salary so me pay kulingu ofle na do me hefa kuli talk me oga na mi nya be 1.3 billion dollars independent producers so kenya electricity o me hefa na o oblo na mi ha be 68 billion echo Ghana Electricity Company Omehel Oga Blonem 32 billion owned by the Cocoa Board. Your how support the government happy nyafe public debt only wa he. Gake le budget va pare ha o le gbogbo you cut down the expenditure based on expenditure look you zana 2024 you are the year poto like the firma video wagava oga globe you are extend tax based video be ame you mele tax yo han wa ba tax oga glo le te fodo be omile expecting be do ma he grants split oro wa chote fodo wa va ya ha akushin nedo na wala nkudanwa promise Ghana NDC government ka ono campaign wa ogbula enya betting tax split talk imwa 11 level split talk imwa oba wa dewe no dewa anabe economy business sector I improve increase tax revenue na government be akwa the kitime for the expenditure at a moment wa to as pline oton da for the corruption fair and muchichiwa ha anabe da omagano outside you achi government for coffers me ya kwa dobubu ata me kan le fimi ole no okpoli ole afford be you are ton apoga extra money akode confesseme.
Okay. The expenditure pakpaji government cutting on its expenditure. Ele possible be government expenditure you are kata tawa cushion miape deficit wo halo miape ega you mi dibe de mi azan le du come yi kemi le gbogbo mi dibe fifie mi adiga cho mi anto mi adoke mi ga dibe mi ga no gbeta yi fun de government cutting down on expenditure so far for appointments you kata leji le pombe nyenu ike atanwa avai me yo ademia ji abedu ko enia
awa manele ngata menye government expenditure ma na be mi afa ku hia de completely akpare ko wa le don pli afoye ni the government agavadia Nigeria ke anabe deficit mami atan alo government atan our correction like pema cutting down expenditure the deminye ke solve problem completely.
All right, after me ajola me mata opete o de hita zigede no budget alia before we budget like what businesses ndo gedo comes to a standstill alone on a slow businesses become slow and aba me gede jibe ya say budget the budget for me how should citizens want to expecting be a business flow ganya up flowing if you can are we going to have more money in the system allo government ajibe ya allo gradually system abe already me didudu doga gbogbo home and sunu le dumevi ogbo ho ko gede economy emeta ele fifie le dumevi o nuka o le be wano mokpokpo mena le budget ya pe kan le business pakpaji tax ke o kan le adefu na mi le eno fase ho melo alo no fase ya didi agbe ano bobore na mi le fiscal year melo alo sigbe kwa agbe aga no
yo akwe kan budget egbe ketan me fia be emi yo katan gbolo le budget ma nuka akpo me baba fifio le budget le parliament speaker na mi be statement kwa finance minister no na ne was statement ya voa the before me have representatives so le parliament as a representative so alo parliament la ino besoin afia debate afia hwedeme afia koje do atane ne ko 2 weeks alo 3 weeks afi parliament debate wa so magia fiwa implementation wa ata ne enuma ko global wa the e-levy wa the betting tax wa the emission tax kemiokata elebenu ma no debate for peti afiwa je government ata me global le tax vivi yo kata ho there another business community mean sure be o the e-levy 1% middle VAT value in terms of percentage, I feel like 22%. I know that at least 1% chuma. Now I'm telling you about plan, at least 1% you're buying back. Gama at least I'm young coaches, Yaga COVID, government, I don't about what tax. I have a business, mutual media port. 1% number revenue clear another porter add to me at least never near Vajra prices are not down no more. Another business community are start reviving a nemenya frayama for you bonama video vaje the dojo and no katame nuka budget ya okhleinchwa about 2 weeks 3 weeks after as a business community as a benefiting from it.
All right, Doctor. Midakpe, mias chuide fiya bo. Miagava ale akpabubu. Midakpe be enomiagbo. Mepe abalaji 1 minute na mepe nyasala.
Yo, akwene monu kwa kaka.
Okay, nkekene jeje now.
Yo, menyu mo.
All right, mepe nyasala. Miss Doctor Daniel Konu amenye no fiala le university inye EP university kele honu to ame fe gbenye ma emiese kude budget fe nyaunti me ho sebe emeko na mi le akpai ke do fifiti na o matambia me fe babia opete ake ike mileji mkwa mi ano gegereji hena no medede vovo hoho da mi afe gadodo obey the sector ones or never do hadel you came here global road ministry agric ministry okay the various allocations the way I will make so far like the levy so for implementation so for debate legit 2 weeks 3 weeks later after implementation avava that momo I not do that bo you know levy a bo better check me not that bo you know winning at the level bo.
He mentioned the government taking money from borrowing money from domestic market.
Yes.
Mentioned T-bills.
And
I want to say there are some other places that government go for free money. For example, SNIT. They go and take free money and spend. And sometimes paying.
They're not able to pay.
And
listen, touch about no investment. The way
so no investment. We all got recover. I got cover home. And more about this tier 2, tier 3 funds. They go for those money and use.
Yeah.
And those are the things. Yeah, pushing now.
All right. So I'm in the beginning of the year, some advices were given. Many coins video I said go invest it into T-bills. So me you were 3 months,
90 days,
6 months, and 1 year. Go do government. Even though I'm not mega trust government so because of the haircut, enjoy but maybe I may you akukudro ejilosi have tried and
no bobe no do chene to che he waga do he talk bobe gas boy ma to keep it up more la yo that from ba nki ajo nejo
yo time so be like this expenditure catch quite your heart settle those issues so me find a way of
yes
because like Bahama Bay is not going to burden the Bank of Ghana for any other things more money but yo that self-reliance annual
because in the budget I probably gadel Bank of Ghana and mesutevo
the place is actually empty.
Yes, mesutevo, so it means that if you can do again, as you said, 11 mega bedding. Bank of Ghana had dealt. So we should tighten our belts.
So okay, so talking about Bank of Ghana, policy mi opito do that do could do me over sika opete no sika pele podai sika where they will let fimia nka
our gold reserves are
nka chore sika where because that's supposed to serve as a reserve for us that to cushion the country in the hard times. But I was very moment so what happened to the gold? A local government
gold is serving a purpose in the Bank of Ghana. It can be for our fiscal as complement to it in terms of gold and all those things. Very CD, I don't know, strong and all those kind of things. Well,
we've tried so many things yet.
Yeah.
But let's see if we are saying that championing the made in Ghana, buy what we eat, we grow and grow what we eat. I am sure like the pad in your head, let's identify local producers.
Yes.
Strike deal because of like that one na me wholesale price that they no then now we cushion them, we also not produce no do that better to call me 1 meat okay standard and then me $1.
Yes. Private producers all call over me no say all nyaro global government should contact them. But you only produce part there. Nah, you no produce. They have been doing some initiatives going about giving girls part petio tala. They should give those contracts to them so that they can produce it.
As for them, definitely they'll give it to them. Do you know why?
You can't say definitely.
Definitely, because in the past they have waiver. They give them tax waiver.
We are not going to
all the local producers.
The last budget.
Yes, they give them tax waiver. So
that's this not the budget. Budget can difference. This is a new government.
What will be the reason why they'll give them tax waiver?
Okay.
To increase productivity.
But if you remember contract, you have to pass through a process.
When women were all over advocating for don't tax my menstruation, don't tax my pad. Yeah, maybe finance minister and then they said the local manufacturers were in the budget over Naminya bed. We have a few ones in producing
renewable one or reusable one.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll do the last one, which is on the Ken Ofori-Atta's suit to the court. And we have Dr. Richard Kumado on the line. He's a security and fraud expert. We have we'll get some understanding on what has happened, the search warrants and not having search warrants, asking me whether you have search warrants, me not producing my search warrants. We'll have an understanding on that. Hello, good morning, Doc. I hope you're doing great.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, so we're getting straight to the suit, and we'll tackle the side that concerns you. We are not a lawyer, so we'll not put some questions to you. But since you deal with the law, and especially when it comes to
law. Okay, let's go.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about what has happened on the angle of we taking it straight from the side of the search warrant, not producing a search warrant, and some also say when the security, when they came to the house, the domestic staff also did not ask. I was not there to know whether they asked or not, but the suit is saying they did not produce a search warrant before. So we want to know, the conversation now is when are security supposed to produce a search warrant, and where are they not supposed to produce a search warrant?
Okay, so as a standard procedure, all security agencies with a mandate to investigate and prosecute can arrest with or without warrant. And they can also search a premise with or without warrant.
Okay.
When they chose the without warrant, it means that they are coming on the certificate of emergency.
Okay.
And there are reasons for coming to your premise without warrant. One is when you have come under investigation interest. Number two, when you have been declared wanted.
Okay.
And number three, when you are involved in a crime. And number four, when you are suspected of committing a crime. And number 5, when your actions and inactions in the public space poses some level of threat or danger to public safety.
Okay.
Then number 6, they can decide whatever it is. And so predominantly, these are some of the reasons why your premises can be searched without warrant, or you can be arrested without warrant. But whatever it is the law enforcement agency or the officers who appear who gives the final decision, or they tell you on which line of emergency are they coming to. But then again, you can have about 2-3 premises, and you are in one, and they appear as one, where they have a peculiar interest. Okay. Of a particular issue that is either of interest to them in investigation or crime or danger or threat. The search can be done in your absence. And as part of standard procedure, they have to indicate that they are the one who did the search. Okay. And this is the reason why they did the search. It's just like we who travel a lot. You can travel from US to Ghana, and when you get to Ghana, you realize that your bag that you have, close it and zip it and padlock it. The padlock is broken, the zip is broken, and the bag has been searched. Immigration or custom can search your bag in your absence. The fact that you check in the bag doesn't mean that the bag cannot be opened.
Okay.
When it becomes an issue of interest, they can open it. What they do as part of standard procedure is to leave you a note that when you pick the bag in Ghana, instead of you screaming and going crazy, you can see a note in there to say that they open the bag, and these are the reasons why they open the bag. So these are standard procedures.
All right. So in this case, should we say, or should I ask if they've acted in accordance to the law, or?
No, in acting in accordance with the law, there are 2 things.
Okay.
If the officers acted in their personal capacity, then you can sue them in that regard. But if the officers acted in the name of the state, then it should be the state rather who should be sued, or it should be the one being sued and not the individual officers. Okay. Because the state will never give up the individual officers. And if you sue the state, it is the Attorney General who comes to court and not the individual officers. If in the course of operations, the individual officers violated any of the standard procedures, then that one, discipline can be offered within. And so that is the standard procedure. Also, in a democracy where rule of law is broadly applied and is applicable, individuals who feel their right has been breached can also seek legal redress in court. But then again, the distinction has to be made. If the officers acted in their personal capacity, you can sue them in that regard. But if they acted in the name of the state, then you can't sue them in their personal capacity. You can sue the state so that the state comes to court to answer.
All right, so in the statement of claim, he stated he has written to the Chief of Defense Staff, he has written to the IGP, but he has not gotten any response from them to whoever has, give him the directive.
So we
for the
create
search.
confusion in this country. Sometimes we say national security and everybody gets confused. When you come to Accra, around the stadium area, there's a building there, we call it the National Security Secretariat.
Okay.
Where the secretariat is, inside there you have National Security Council. At the National Security Council, there are some institutions who come to meet there as council members. Majority of those institutions are law enforcement agencies, plus some other institutions who come to meet there as National Security Council members. Now, when there's going to be a security operation and they bring people from the various security agencies, because they are National Security Council agency members, we say the assignment is done by national security. National security means they are acting in the interest of the state, or they are acting in national security interest. In that regard, these officers from their agencies, the BNI, the police, immigration, custom, do not appear there on their own. It is their agency that sent them in that unit. And they acted in the name of the state, which is a national security interest. So if you are writing to the IGP, you think the IGP is stupid, would they even tell you the name of the officer? Even if the officers introduce themselves to you and you write in that regard, they will not mind you. It's a common sense thing. They won't mind you.
Okay.
Because they did not act in the name of the police. And even if they act in the name of the police is the first respondent when it comes to crime prevention, which includes investigation, arrest, prosecution, and seizure.
Okay.
And in that regard, if the police officers acted in the name of the police, which is the state, you cannot sue the individual officers. You can only sue the state. But if the officers in the course of their operation did something wrong and breached a standard procedure, they will be disciplined within. So we have to clear the air and provide education so that this whole confusion in the minds of people, because you can see educated European, educated Ghanaians who are stupid and they are so confused and they are illiterate and they just don't understand simple things. So I know you do well when it comes to public education. You need to educate the whole country so that they will understand when we mention terms, what it means and what it doesn't mean.
Okay, so national security, there is this concern from the general public that they are becoming an animal that if we do not tame them...
So there's nothing like national security.
Okay.
So we say operations carried out by officers purported to be coming from national security. Because there's nothing like national security. National security includes the media, the driver, the watchman, the passenger, the fisherman, the chauba owner. We are all part of the national security. And national security simply means we have acted in a manner that we do not degenerate into chaos. So there's no way you go in this country that you see somewhere to say this building is national security. There's nothing like that. It's part of the illiteracy.
All right, so when we say national security operative, it means we are just confusing the whole thing.
Exactly. So like the operation they did in Tema, when it comes to the money and the gold bar something. These are officers they brought from various national security council agencies.
Okay.
And they brought them together and they acted under one commander. And because they acted in the interest of the state...
And that commander will be?
Say again?
And that commander is who?
They decide who their commander should be. Because our national security operations are always done under the leadership of somebody. Okay. So whoever lead the operation is called the leader. And they decide who the leader should be. Okay. And because they acted in the interest of the state, you call it what? A national security operation.
Okay.
And so, if they are the same guys who went to the man's house, then their agencies coming from together. Because even if you look at the street, you mention the name of police people. But in the video, if that video is from that house, you saw soldiers there.
Okay.
Or, I think there are soldiers in there, right? With military uniform.
Yes.
And they even mentioned one of the brothers that is the one who led the operation.
Yeah.
So why did he leave that brother out? And why did he leave the soldiers out? Or they didn't know the names of the soldiers? But because these are personalities, let us always not dwell on the personalities. Let's dwell on the standard procedure.
Okay.
And the standard procedure says that if officers search your house or arrest you and you think your right has been abused, you can go to court and seek legal redress.
Okay.
But there's a standard procedure. They can arrest you, they can search you with or without warrant. And it is acceptable all over the world. What is important is that they have to indicate the situation or the emergency why they came to your house with a state of emergency, or why they must even do it at your back when you are not there in your absence. So these are the premises for whatever might have happened.
All right, so someone wants to find out if that warrant or search can be done in your, like you stated, in your absence they can do it, or if he wants to know if it can be done in front of maybe in the presence of the people you share, the apartment with, just as the domestic staffers were there before the search was done, of which
I didn't get a question. Ask again.
All right, so someone wants to know that the search, if the search can be done in the presence of people.
Yes. Normally, when we get there, and there's somebody there. We want them to be there whilst we do the search, so that they can attest to the fact that we search the bedroom A, bedroom B, C, D, search kitchen. These are the items we are picking out. If there's nobody, then there's nobody. But if there are people in there, ideally, you will want them to be present while the search is being done.
Okay. And there's this concern also about arresting people in church, arresting people at the airport, in the market.
You can be arrested everywhere.
Sure.
Once you have come to investigation notice, or you have become a person of interest to the state, or you have been perceived to be committing a crime, or you have possession of documents that belong to the state. Donald Trump was arrested and his house was searched. That was his private residence. When I was in the BNI, a prominent lawyer in this country was arrested in church.
Yeah.
A prominent, I led that operation. A prominent Auditor General was arrested in church. I led the operation. A prominent lawyer was stopped from traveling.
Yeah.
And he went back home. A prominent lawyer was abroad when he was declared wanted. And they rushed to court. And even in that case, they were in a hurry so much that they were making stupid mistakes and silly mistakes. So people said this prominent lawyer is not going to come. And he said, no, he will come. He came down to Ghana, went to court. And the suit was the president versus this prominent lawyer. And he went to court and said, I have no business with the president.
Okay.
And these lawyers who are studying in Harvard and Yale and all this, they were damn bloody stupid. They were so much in a hurry to put this prominent lawyer in jail. And they changed the suit again.
Okay.
And they said, he used his personal name versus the prominent lawyer. And the prominent lawyer went to court. I was leading the case. I was in the BNI by then. So I was in court. And the prominent lawyer came and said, I don't have a problem with you either.
Okay.
It was the third or the fourth that they got brains in their heads and they went to court and they said, the state versus the lawyer. And it was there his lawyers entered into plea.
Okay.
And the case ran for many months and years until one day, a judge, either the Chief Justice or somebody, said this case has become an albatross on our neck, and they ambushed the prominent lawyer and they sent him to prison. You remember the case?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so it has happened before. So all this hullabaloo about, some people say they are not going to come. A prominent lawyer, and the one who wrote the Constitution, or who play a role in writing the Constitution and many of the laws that govern this country, he was never given the star of the voter, even though he's from the voter region. And in as much as he helped this country in various capacities, just like we've all been bastardized and we suffered many things, he suffered to the extent that he has to go to prison.
Yeah.
And when you look at the charges against him that took him to prison, as compared to the nature of the fraud we are seeing in recent times, and the calamity and the crime and the indiscretion and the breach of procedure and many of those things, then you begin to wonder whether we were all created by the same God or we are all Ghanaians and people are treated differently and others are treated differently. So this is just a digression, but these are things that can happen. I know of a prominent lawyer arrested in church. I know a prominent auditor who served this country, Auditor General. He was one of the best. He was arrested at the Richard, and I was there myself.
Okay. All right. I wish to continue because people are talking about the streamlining of the operatives. I don't know even how to call them now. National security.
What? Streamline or which operation?
How they go about their thing. Last time in Hallway, the one that pulled out an arm gun or a side gun.
And it's from where?
It's also said, to be said, it's from the National Security. And,
and because you guys don't understand anything, you are confused about everything. So there's nothing like somebody is from national security. There's no national security anywhere. Ask them exactly where they are coming from. Anytime they ask you they are from national security, ask them exactly where they are coming from.
Okay.
Are they from the National Security Secretariat? Because there's nothing like national security.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc, for
Jesus,
confusing
God
us
bless
them
you.
all. Have a great day. All right, so that is it. I know a lot of you are confused.
Seriously, water is confused.
He has confused me. I just got lost. I was trying to understand what is.
No, water. This
So
is
if you say we don't have national security, we have a national security coordinator, we have operative, we have council, we have all those things. And you say we don't have national security at all.
And they have a secretariat.
We have a secretariat. He himself
mentioned council and mentioned agency.
He mentioned the agency, he mentioned secretariat, he mentioned all of that. And later on he said there's nothing like national security.
So they can pick people
I don't
from
understand.
Yes, so this is it, water. He said that agency comprises all the security, so they go there to meet and plan. So within within that, so just like how we say, okay, let's embark on Galamsey, let's go, and so they only pick their boys, select one commander for them, so the commander can come from Ghana Police Service.
And act
the commander
and act in which capacity?
And that's
as security
going there as what?
Say operatives.
Security operatives.
That's what name do they call themselves? National security operatives. No, they don't call them security operatives.
So
you don't know anything.
What are they? Let me try.
We don't know anything like
let me try and explain to what.
Try to explain.
we don't.
I'm going to explain that. But honestly, this is the whole thing. Water. This is we want. For example, I'm one of the security chiefs here. We want to conduct a sweeping here. Let's say pick these drug people.
Yes, we need to pick them. Correct.
Yes, so we just pick the people from all, just like how they have been doing. Exam, Akpo soldier, Akpo immigration, Akpo police, Akpo
joint operation. We call that our joint operation.
And so
okay.
That's so I say just like that. Yes.
And the term is
in the house, military was there, police was there.
And the term is as what? National security
operation. We'll continue another time. And Doc will come back again for more.
Come back to explain more to us. But just a quick one. Jakpa's name is being inside there. I don't think Jakpa should be so visible in this one because of the court case. Because of the court case.
It's not in the suit at all.
No, but his picture was there. He was seen in there.
Even his name was even mentioned on the floor of Parliament.
At all.
But he did not sue them.
No, but
so it means the lawyers know of this. That's why they. It means the lawyers know. That's why they were writing to the government, the appropriate courts.
So demand from them upon which request have these people acted.
So people suspect him as he want to pay back to the government.
Yes.
That's what I've been saying. Politics of retaliation, we should stop.
Yes, national security in court. Now that we don't have anything called national, but this national because we have a coordinator and blah blah the presidency. So we know how they behave. They are becoming party boys. That's what I want to get.
But we heard in the past.
They
former administration.
Harass people, they embarrass people.
We see these boys went to the office and pulled the coordinator out. National security coordinator.
And people question the professionalism of their work. Doc, you still need to come back.
He needs to come. You should have even got that.
All right, it's okay. We have the NCC here, and I got don't know so trouble with you. Just gone by was that of Dr. Richard Kumada. No many of you will be confused. Don't worry.
Serious.
He will come back. He will come back for more clarification on that. So let's just hold it. And me stroko the NCC. I mean, you mean the Ghana month, man.
Yeah.
And the Ghana month, ma. Me one first year fair. I could make a call drunk. Me afe azole zozo cho kuluvinye nyeme koko gede ablode ikeme mile de kwisi hoho pe azole okata pe blood devil enyi medu azama nyicho eje ya ora gbejita NCC meten ennom ya domana be no lebe wakponde ka vero ogbo. And after that we have so it's a week today alo.
Yeah.
I medu
Independence Day.
Oh, I got choro.
We are in a hurry.
Okay, so thank you for coming, gentlemen. Me ho apeto oral Robert Samenyo, play apeto Edmond. Babatunde. Sure, yeah, wezo.
Yo.
Yeah, wedo azancho.
Yo.
Yeah, because studio chemi.
Yo, David Jomia wele doji.
Yeah, chelo.
Mi do agbendina mi apeto do la oha. Mi wele do kakaka.
Okay.
Ndi amia ado jevire adonku enjina mi anoneo.
Yeah.
Alabe the spirit of patriotism alo etulolo yeke olebe wano miama wa gbogbo atudo na miadetuko Ghana.
Okay.
Eleve vie be tepe sha de kana do lagbema na anyeko akpo tepe ke na to alabe na tan ado do kyodo le tepe eyina ta le fugbema wo define history as the study of past events. Sosro kuda nguyo jo vayin.
Sure.
Jigade ne mi globe Ghana mia aglo Ghana pe history alako brand rever gbama. Epe history a mi
Ya fe untin, mi aglo untin yalo, me fe.
Blo brand ba bakwa semta. Ejebo anye na na ike.
Ya fe megge, ya fe jocho fe ya.
Mi aba sroma.
Enuledanyi,
that is the word.
Enuledanyi.
Na mi ebe mi apon kuda Ghana wa jigada mi apop susu vana kaba to 1949 goji leimeke Nkrumah va join alova establish CPP yike wo dole GCPP me alabene mi kweto fima mi dena ngudi alo mi gblena ngado de magbia mi jibe mi adonku de ka vado jibe Ghana yike pomiele gbea menya ala wono alebe le gome jeje anwi mi senalo mi mama o ple mi atogbu odonku jina mi nye golokosu. Which is the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Alabe no block Gold Coast. It only covers the coastal areas of Ghana then. Yapa futa to Keta Badashina Axim area Maogoji up to Eastern region, Modo Ashanti region. So those areas were what was referred to as the Gold Coast. Alabe Rei Mauma Yovu gada apuata le 18th woman wono ashita mple novia alebe wope ashitata va webe woje tepodo ha nyanya onyebe yi ma nye apawo wi ploto yo ke woko hona anyigba ploto hata in the year 1874 ya wodon kona area mo yova yabe wonya Gold Coast for the colony. Yike miele British play Queen British Queen a purple alo Britannia purple plotte. Alebe in the year 1901, that is about 26 years later, hafi tepe yo magbaba Ashanti region, which will include Bunu Plotoa oha overpere nonomeang alebe ovagade bokloya tele Britannia vote. Then quickly when you go forward a bit, the year after overcall Northern Territories ha kpere ope kpokplote in 1902 alebe susueto ike va kpere hafi Ghana vanye Ghana ike le miasie gba yenye 1956 ike nye British Togoland ike nye vota pakpare lereme Tofia who called Begajing Tom up to the Upper West region. And then that year, 1956, afi what we have today as a present day Ghana, the name map Majima, this is Ghana. And it is then that we got the name Ghana. And the name Ghana, it was a very strong empire then in the Senegal, Mali area more. There was a very powerful empire there. You can keshino tonyenye pele kalewo no malagbegbe. Hafi it also crumbled somewhere along the line. Ta nkoma ya over corner Ghana, signifying but we know what we are doing, we know where we are going, we want to be emulate those kind of things, and then we are as rich as those days. From 1956 before this time maglobe 49 unolayo nye UGCC matoa was nkruma call lagi yado ma yiko no you vote then no epa gbalong from newspapers or publishing plan no wo pen wo pe eyo nyebe no me yo no ji yim ho eyo lebe onyem tube me vazu kluvile yo vote a wo no jijimbe mi agimon popore yeke mi atenwa dolo to alebe mi aten our what we call self rule mi anto mi akplo mi adokyo da le no me ma wo ma eyo se apotovi anko a wo jagbagba be yo akple na eyo nye Ghana to a ya hana va kpere yo na yo aten awo nanampe mozozo ya alebe dokushi no waten asumiaji miashi ta in the year 1949 45 eva do the Ghana to come alebe noklem le mtinya dem they have to even convince him a lot alebe they promise him £100 a month as his pay you are kobune ploto and in order to lure him to Ghana. Ta le eyo kata wo vomegba because he has also had some followers le tepema popo mo habobo le ke won ha agbagba jembe adanwe apomo vi le yoshi ojibe yo ava ana de popo ma Africa to ko eyo dribe ya jo a oto ma dashideji na nyu kake ever se miapon no amayo no abama wom kokko apagbe alebe wo gada wo dome eye wo ko do fe Kenya General Secretary ne alebe wo je epedo goma na nampa zolimo a eya ji miele fu vada shina 1957 yeke mawe a dokushi hoho vasumiashi
azule jiji akademi le global de la me global to do ko mi glona
na mai
akemite focus na le do the way I'm sure maybe more le very na mienye more we me efuna nukudo
it's true.
Alright, so Miss was on yoza. I me kwesebe get do me penya sala o menglo na obo. Ake do no gagbule apo ga do nku e de oji ale do kwa me se pon. Onye no yike huga esse. Ape me ahodo ku isi no no a. Ndo we wo yi eji.
Yeah.
Yike le nyanya me na mi ba me de we ko pa gbe ko glede ta kpo na mi onye ha mi no jiji.
Yeah.
Yike odonye kpaklo jizon. Ake no do relati ya me yike mi dade ko kpo a me pe history. Kokule nkode mi ape de konu mi ape hajiji awudodo mi ape ndudu mi ape nkusi chapo mi kokole nkode mi anto mi ape no wo vieta ya would have ye gale consider la me le tie me ensisi ya ga no mi agbo ya ga no me ma de ka vero kwa mi akwa ko wu gale tie no obeto Edmond Babatunde
me dogwe na mi ape tudolo ape inyaselawe maglobe mi ape deputy ponu gede kudele ki emi okozo azolion kakavado fiki he miduna duko abe Ghana miawe abe dume viore nuka mi ape wope be evuki he nya togbewe alo ameku he wavu he Ghana Valley abele ke na mi fifla de nu kan mi pe wo fe plus sube New York o wana mi ma va agblin o ele be vide be document vide sia de awa epe wo pe plus sube ameku ho ko ope vudan alo ameku he okodo ko savo na mi be egbe anye Ghana na mi alo be nkekere ava henye mi afe jigbe za hemi do henye independent totro de ke ma va vawu ke bonwa mia alebe na nuke he ogble tra na mi afijo atwo atudeji plus sube ope fuke ho va pa ma vanye jojro ya ko nu viki me ko pe e ki deputy blom.
All right. So fear me nye be amedeza jazo america de committee sana vivien. And on these days me ten you and I fen call enye doctor Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah. Nye ba me bubu o pede en hape wa dera america mele tojo. Afa bubu o pede nu ga ke fen ko ya wo me yona gba. After Yona, I'm a bubo coco. The other time, one of my colleagues was of the view, but I know you quite as on as one. Metanable, do me and Tobian no history in touch of 10 the Jesse was Zam. I came in here last year, me for video could no, he came to Kenneth Pono.
Yeah,
into a de Jesse, no more. You go on John no messes seeing up a meeting. Eho me ape do kwisi no ya ike me ho do kwisi no la fi me ho do kwisi no minya be me no me do kokoroto na minya America mi asi be ne wa va pere amemamle oye wo la pe me do ne waton atwa for nwe nya be va ire ga ho me ga ho me je akoda da hije kwa jijeje he de va kure ebubo fun you me meto engolo na woko bo le fe ga home do nchope me se ba me be kuko ho no do dio like bakatare has a meaning.
Oh, okay.
Yes, engolo PJ something the kuko so it's like
the day how declare independent
yes, kuma meton dio
only anuki eji
meton be kuma do me nyale mi ayo to beret mi ayo ne alo
ela be jugo ji kuku lo
it has a meaning,
okay,
which is actual jugbeji fiagbo and also the smoke time or the lega home declare yeah it has a stain leper woman so jugbeji fiakwa wane smoke and even do cover the stain, so they kept that attire. And on the day of the declaration, I got dua woman together with the people. So, I got and so I said, and all is I no couldn't know. So we have a history. I no boga no that I na miza.
Upon check could like him as long as 1992 constitution. Constitution ko who 9 va yi. Like he over abrogate we ga ka me va do ekg mi le flyer. Mia azo mi opite che ni
be me fe ye che me no so agbota ye ne wo be me gbagba fun aton anu anyu ke de ka do ko mi ale constitution e che yi mi le fifie mi be ho pe blaton prejivo no go
e kro ga shi tro
no go tro ase le on la be chechi
asi tro lo me fia be mi le de da o lo la still la musique le si
sure
ke bon to tro video we ko mi adu me ba ko e be jibe wa tro asilon ta me fia be 1992 constitution a o le de da bubu kala va va me nya e kimi o
sure okay so endi ya mi ele nkude no video ko o kala na mi koko ekpolo momme na mi ape jedodo yiwo avavale emegbe be mi adejesi be mi le no foge akude mi ape dokuisi no aldo kwisi ho fasonly wonti entisi akpere mi awon awon nem no me de ma mi agale nkude nde kado nu kwa mi akọ egbeto asede afi le gbeta du ko pe ewawa do fe yo cho o le o ten da sile mianu alo ten da si agbalente kaba be mi akọ mi afe do kwisi no alo he mi de megbe alo mi ameyiwo enya meyibo vio he no du come mi afa agbanla yo mi gbonlo do dawo bo no togbo mi me edo fuma hadel be mi anọ mi ado kiosi mi asende ka vede umia koko
yo David John nyatopo nyebe na mie Ghana fa ngule da anyo bloma mi maten anglo akpavevi ma be hafi apeto yikanye mi apeto kplola gbanto Dr. Kwame Nkrumah nava dukoma mie dejeshe be ava alo vivlia enoji yim ho alebe amu no ngona na nave azolia nde kam yeva dejeshe le nsosro me nyebe nwike webe azolia me dezo abale nyejibene wano nami lege yima me nyebe unnola yo pe susu nyebe mi agbojide blow va da shi lege yima ke azolia nto na awudo awu le dokusi alebe le yima ke okplo Kwame Nkrumah ve ya mekpe na ma be yo agana ge yibo ma yovowo le mi akpokplo me ta eƒe susu va to vovo le ŋunɔla gbãtɔwo yiwo ke miasia ŋu ƒe azɔlizɔzɔ ŋu alebe le yevugbe me gblɔna be mama yi ke va le teƒe ma nye independent now kple ame yiwo gbɔgblɔm be independence in the near future ta yewoawɔe ɖɔɖɔɖɔ va de asi na ɣeyiɣi me ke yevuwoa gblɔ be ok fifia edemie meka ɖe dzi be demie dze ɖoɖo ma yome va de asi ne fifia ne mi mekpɔ xɔ ɖokuisi ma kura haɖe o egbe kura yi miexɔ ɖokuisia nanewo lia womekɔe de asi na mi up to now abe miaƒe economic freedom they think be ele be mianɔ miakɔ agba ɖe asi ava nɔ yewo biam be nua ya mi kpe ɖe mia ŋu le fi mi kpe ɖe miaƒe budget ŋu le fi and nanewo li woafia mi alo even miaƒe oil kple tɔyɔ kura ne wogblɔ na mi be okay local content alo we will transfer skills to the leadership 10 years 15 years ame yawo xɔ as deputy technical this egbe ko woaɖo position ma woagblɔ be o no xɔ edɔwɔƒe fifia mia ŋutɔ miate ŋu awɔe le mia ɖokuiwo si miawo ta those radical steps yiwo ke mia fofo alo mia ame ɖewo mia tɔgbe Nkrumah va take be awo ɣeyiɣia koe nye ya mi ede dzo mea eva nye ŋu yi ke wɔe be azɔlia etsɔ eye wòzɔ ɖe ŋgɔ alebe togbɔ be meva gbɔdzɔe o menɔ bɔbɔe abe ale yi ne gblɔe miese gɔme be ameléle de gaxɔ me kple wotɔ in fact mia ŋutɔwo hã mieva tsitre ɖe ŋu be nɔnɔme ɖewo wɔm wolea me dukɔ dzi de menye ale ma miedzi be miazɔ ema ta menɔ easy na eya ma ŋutɔ hã woli de gaxɔ me dzɔgbenyuietɔ le gaxɔ me hã eye wònye be mieda asi alo miedze ablɔɖe ƒe ɖoɖowo gɔme ta akɔdada wɔna yiwo gayi dzi le yime wòle gaxɔ me hã agaɖu dzi kokoko be wòle be mia akɔ kpɔkplɔ ade esime miese gɔme be le gɔmedzedze yi me wokɔ nenem ƒe wɔna ya de asi na mi le 1960 57 enye mɔnkpɔkpɔ yi ke wòle be wòanye dukplɔla gake le mɔtɔxɛ ɖe ŋu be hafi aɖe susu ɖe be yeakɔe de dɔwɔwɔ ma edze be wòakata ne eƒe tatɔ yi ke nye Queen of England yi ke hafi wòada asi ɖe dzi hafi wòate ŋu awɔ nɔnɔme ma va de asi ɖe 1960 yi ke miexɔ Republican status hafi nɔnɔme ma ya hã te ŋu trɔ eye wòdzo tso Prime Minister va President ta nenem ƒe azɔlimewo katã ne mi be mi gba me ŋu yiwo ke yi me kple ale yi wòdzɔe be eƒemewo hã wòaganye gbɔɖeme kple ale yi Nkrumah ƒe susu le be Ghana ɖeɖe menye Ghana ɖeɖe ƒe ɖokuisi dzi miele o ke boŋ wòanye ameyibɔ ƒomea katã ƒe ɖeɖekpɔkpɔa eya hã ganye azɔlia ƒe akpa ɖe yi ke wɔe be dzoxɔxɔ ɖe ge ɖe Afrika alo ameyibɔ nyigba dzi be amewo va Ghana va srɔ̃ ŋu ku ɖe aleke Ghanatɔwo miewɔe ne miawo hã mia agbi ɖe nenem ƒe eka ŋu be miawo hã miate ŋu axɔ miaƒe ɖokuisi ta mieva zu training center me nɔ gblɔm be bɔbɔbɔ ha nenye ame ka dzi hama be Afrika dukɔwo dze Ghana yome ɖe miaƒe tɔtrɔ yeyewo ta ta wova srɔ̃ ŋu le mia gbɔ eya ta egbe Ghana ƒe ɖoƒe le ameyibɔ nyigba dzia enye ŋu ɖeka yi ke teƒe ɖe sia ɖe do ɖo ne mieyi ɖe ŋusrɔ̃ƒe ya dutɔa bubuwo va and then mieƒoƒu and then and they want to choose leaders exploiter they are quick to point out Ghana to na nongo na mia wo ikpleto ta enye ngade ke mia togbu wo dadi na mi alebe efesiafe lega yiyi o ma lo jimu yo ma alebe mia du come view ha mia anonyi adenglele na na fa zoli on mia kwara be afodope yo fiami ya zon miela na nyebe mietra mo le teƒe da mia gbogbo akpara ba leke mia wo agbogbo agade emo mietoji awebe Ghana ƒe abrodia kple dokusi xoxo wa nye videnu na Ghana dukɔ.
Okay. All right. Ya kwesịrị efi.
Okay.
Egbeto mi kwesịrị efi. Echo ya oda gbe mi agaba ayeji. Mi penya selaw. For minute ene de gasi ekeji. Tamia kwa kwesịrị efi opinion segment ava ayeji. Le eya vo me mi sapeto Ora Amenyo Penko, Deputy Director NCC Regional Level, Blair Edmond, Abatunde Wakatacho Regional Officer Lomia Bolenzi Atome. All right, consider venue.
Sure.
Okay. I think that's a lot. Meiji, you know, to do. Ohame, Communications Director. No, that's from the communications team. Yeah. Yes, Honorable Kofi Ziga. I make a very good Besagereme. Besagerema. Oh, a chummer for you, Mabe. Oh, Honorable Besako, a cotoide. Ya cheche agale. Ya na menya be hian to yore. Okay.
Gede gbomelo me kpo koklo de ka le o ehian to koklo nku le ndo da de Christmas ji he pe fu me to e pe novi o bo Christmas ji mi avalo o le ndo do koklo nku ya la ka ba twe ile viche wa ka hole mi asia
fifi o de ka
Ghana to no kpo le keke Ghana le vivi gbena that tax was a nuisance, more nuisance. We jijo le do ale jidudu te ya na we gross salary o de nu si anu leme o de nu si anu leme ya o de taxe nu si anu leme vo ekeke suso ya konawe ya la hole bank enya be ogbesi agbegbe imata wa no bank yi kimi no ko gale yo account me ko dare fun jina ine anozozo plechela ko wa chola account went to account we melo aka ide went to momo account me la o de nu leme e ya mevemo fifie we kelebe o dadare e gamielo salary de kamielo ya bo dadane hoviere e ke do de dadai o de leme iyo metone ho o de leme fifie ke do dada gbo ya dada chebo o e de ne do kosikuma gbo dada to mi ke do de dadai kaka be achule dada gba e kosikuma gbo o de ndeleme e gade kaka gabe ya do fo meto de sia de gbo la ever never le 1%, dada 1%, kosio 1%, kaka be avanya de government e kwa be 15, 16, 17 le salary de kamye first speculation me le fomi me. It's nuisance. Tie do jidudu wanam. Apene me mako garden me MTN to si wala ko gamie le wa. I don't have any business doing with government. Me play airspace logbo. Me le National Communication Authority o popolotel. I am a client. Ya me vala fle cheap ple gagner le MTN togbo. Ya MTN to nam service. Ya like das nye de service eta. Bet. En me da bet abe 12,000. Ya ma ven nye ya me do 5,000. We jidu do ya be a ho nene me. Ya ho 500 ben. Dore ke ma wanam. Elle a 500 Ghana CDC. Kwa aske me le 12,000 ye dying. We government me nam obo o kerubin ole du lotare ho 20 cities na ko die kpoda be de na mi du na nche ma ko 10 yele mo. Yo ya du okoji ole. We don't rule country like that. O me kplo du sigbo. E du kplo de. No dami de du onu be etu me vi obe jine jeme. Enu mami we be social contract. Mi apete be o mi ape lonlon mi ape unsen mi ape bobo nyenye de mi akwe de kusi de kame ale be kusi de kame me ho le de we o kerubin efo jijo mi ame to mi pokusi ejina mi menye gomenye be kusi e mi ato e de nya na si fo de me ni how du ko fe nu ye e ata me no chine velia de be ekpo generation dele dodole Eastern Africa area ma olbe Zinjen or Zenjin. Nkode ke yo na ole. Gen Z no
Gen Z is not for it's for the current crop of youth who let me say.
Yes. That current crop of youth where they do you know how
the technology
yes they are psyching them against electoral systems, the governance systems ko ma ma deweji le cho e wa be medo Ghana hado because you can't lie nenu nya de wa google I find out yes
you see you are abreast with the internet
yes.
Build more with
so these guys are well prepared but you cannot la beta frachelo John Dramani Mahama che relate asieke ko fofu oji emai meko no assemblyman ba bele mele du iroko ya che no du locally abele nche mele du ile bole bombe ole mie enye gbemele local assemblyman du ta frache jijo ne ma over vem nye ke mezudu pololade elebe ma nye koma buta mebe mi play frank mi play jijo pete ape mawu na ma men veve ta ne me yinu apede elebe ma buta mebe ne me take decision de ele frank play jijo de wa po jijo ile Ghana. There is something we call economic happiness index. El economics me amu mete no ya jijo popo che no meja na le du come nem di du come vi o mele jijo po la afia be mele o polo nwido yanye nya ben kitanyi gbonya yala budget me ko chirin even cry 1.5% tax withholding withdrawal ya crack vivina me don gbo che mi we so that alone should tell us, and the icing on the cake, jijo, ya cheya.
Chinami.
Menye mau fe adasefobe le nyetola mawa konke jewe nawe. Enya time come no attempting be my assembly kia. Na nyene me do assembly without allowance.
Oh. Oh, que ya me lo gege caballo.
Oh, and ne game che. Me tonye nyu assemblyman ho to.
Oh, sigwe boy.
Because nke jo embela na nyela me serve 8 years ho. This is my third bidding before I become assemblyman. That imagine no chiam e me no mawo mawu elonam lo me no me sebede ne le chichinambe yi me dovinye gbojidai nunye lengo. I am part of the history that I am part of the first assemblymen and that the Republic of Ghana who were on government allowance. Me do baba na me am assemblyman ko we pefu bedeva yi. Me get a document have me nyan keke ukpefu. The allowance is a relief.
Somehow.
It's not somehow because like me enye ke ukpe the ARS to be yo le fundraising ba. No you got to bedoko ya kpe as honorable assemblyman. E fully to ba wa esimenola. Fundraising eje gome kiti amo 1,000 2,000 chairman boblo
finye gamaude echomi je gome me do ko na me mi akoba no pledging plendeke wala amono da sele mi azanga me che pomo le mi as
awolo enyi de ekeke ma zande du ko me nke tunye ma fade enyu allowance member che de
do fifi e be na allowance va
already allowance mele cry we are carrying burdens so let me aji emelen for fifi line e choke vai crashela ameleva honorable mi e koji obelele tenene so be 120 120 when you to 37 nele kotukunye me tare nya che ne ho 30 ne nche 7 ne chiunye you see to bobela
is not the work we still need to educate the public no one agba ne dole mi aji
the best thing enye bedi do you know why the person who initiated the allowance, he was once an assemblyman. President Mahama is an
support to you la. It's not to be paying people's hospital bills.
I'm here to over le hodi.
If you don't want us to fight that fight for you.
Oh, you can fight it. And even if you fight it, the public will not understand.
They'll have to. If 3 people are able to understand, I get it from my barek.
Amen.
That is my hope.
NCC tobe dodasiye. No vana no chinawe. It's their duty.
Before the assembly elections, we have done greatly well. But I want to put you about that Global FM for that, especially the morning show. We invited assembly members, even IRI, the NGO I work with. It also even sponsored for us to bring in assembly members and the focus on women and people living with disability.
As for NCC,
and we educated the NCC
community engagement. They should go to the communities one by one. Yes.
Okay.
At least no one want me ton le electoral area nyeme. They will tell you Gamelio.
Kenoforiata sues police officers for trespass and breach of privacy of alleged unlawful home. We've not spent much time on this because we have had so much discussion on this. Former finance minister sued 2 police officers in Accra for alleged unlawful search, trespass, and breach of privacy, seeking damages and an injunction. Former Finance Minister Ken Nana Yao Oforiata has dragged 2 senior police officers to court over what he describes as an unlawful search and invasion of his privacy at his residence in a writ of summons issued by the High Court of Justice, General Jurisdiction Accra, and signed by Mrs. G. Saki Tokonu. Mr. Oforiata is suing DSP Bismarck Boache and signed Chief Inspector Mensa aka Mensa, both stationed in Accra. The duo are believed to be operatives of the national security. Into the statement of claim, Mr. Oforiata is seeking a declaration that the officer's entry into his home located at and the search conducted on February 11, 2025 was unlawful, trespassory, and a gross violation of his constitutional right to privacy. Mr. Oforiata contends that the police officers entered his property without any legal jurisdiction or warrant, thereby committing trespass and breaching his right to privacy. The declaration here made, a declaration that the defendant's actions constitute trespass and breach of privacy, general damages for trespass and aggravated damages for the breach of privacy, a perpetual injunction restraining the defendants, their agents or assigns from entering his property again or engaging in similar conduct, costs incurred in pursuing the action. The writ commands the 2 defendants to enter an appearance within 8 days of service, warning that failure to do so could result in judgment being given in their absence. The lawsuit follows an incident on February 11 this year when a team of security personnel, including police officers, reportedly stormed the residence of former Finance Minister Ken Oforiata at his residence. All right, so I'll leave the rest 2 paragraphs out. That is the story.
Gijo, this story, I've been following it since Monday when the link came up that the man is attempting this. But before then, I want to say a lovely good morning to our cherished listeners who are listening to us this morning on Global. In fact, there is a saying that he who comes to justice must come with clean hands, and he who seeks equity must also stand firm. Now, the erstwhile finance minister is going to court that his house has been raided, and he's suing 2 police officers. And to me, I ask, did the officers acted upon their own commands, or
that's what we are yet to find out?
You get it. So to me, I think the right source he should have sued is the national security director, because under your watch, some of your boys have gone doing something, and we want to find out from the court if those boys go. I mean, they are raiding that house was part of your command for them, or you are aware. Then you explain to the court. To me, I see this as though there was no assault, there was no theft recorded, no items was missing. He couldn't come and reported to the police that during the raid, my wristwatch, my gold bar, my this is missing. No. The people that were in the house, according to the report, the wife and some family members and the children were around. At least they might look terrified though, but there has never been any lynching or beatings or maybe assault, I may put it that way. So to me, it's just something to whitewash his dirty linen that is hanging around his heads. And then God being so good, the special prosecutor is after him. fugitive who have been declared some weeks ago is now running to the law court.
He has been cleared.
Yes, he has been cleared though. Yes, he has been cleared. But you were once a fugitive. That period that you were declared fugitive is on record that you are a fugitive.
Fugitive of justice.
Yes, fugitive of justice. And the same fugitive of justice is now running to justice.
Does the law prevent fugitives?
No, it doesn't. So the thing is that he who comes to justice must come with clean hands. Your hands must be clean before you go for justice, because justice is a clean sword. When you were running from justice, today you are seeking the same justice for yourself. When the OSP was inviting him, come, let us sit down. Your name is in this. Come and clear yourself. You were doing pa. You sit somewhere, be yobbing. You won't do this. Yeah, you are sick. You are that. When you are sick, people put spy on you. They saw you cruising with our money to Bahamas and all the. You think we can't say everything on air. You were chilling, enjoying. We saw you dancing CCPian in your hall, recorded. Those videos didn't go viral because it is a serious secret.
When was those videos recorded?
No, it's with the OSP. The OSP was threatening him that if he didn't calm down, he will release them. Then he said, when he was declared fugitive, his lawyers ran to him, to the OSP. They said, I want to say, hey, if your man is sick, look at what he's doing. Is this the sick person dancing? Is this the sick person cruising? Then they keep quiet. All of a sudden, he has to calm down. Has he not been declared fugitive? Will he come? He will not come. So as for the rate,
he has given time to come.
As for the rate, whether constitutional right, he knows that there is a constitutional right. So we Ghanaians under his watch, we don't have constitutional right. When we were shouting that don't implement the e-levy, don't implement those dragona and nuisance taxes, we don't have right as citizens. Make our crowd. Medok berabe judge keke ko nyai na de judge ne kpon kwene chinibe yao pin we bua opo viewer opo so na me friend nende kemenya jore ji okode enyala imedanya. You see, because if we happen, I'm surprised though. Has Ken Foriata forgotten that he was part of the elsewhere regime under Nana Akufo-Addo? Which raid we did not see in this country? He did not give the orders. But for us, if I am your colleague here in Global, I will advise, the way you are fronting to people I don't like it. Your face, the way your facial experience. At least talk to someone who is doing something that is wrong. And you yourself, you know it's wrong. Let the person know that you are aware that the two of you are part of the wrong position. But this is your position. You don't like what he is doing. If Ken Ofori-Atta was part to advise Nana Akufo-Addo, those unscrupulous and unwarranted raids, we see when national security operatives in the night destroy people's factories, people's press houses with machines at the trade fair center there, take it without any warrant, without any reason, destroy the whole company, the machines, everything. We were here when Nana Akufo-Addo under his watch ordered people to go and destroy our deputy secretary, our deputy national secretary's house, Gbande, Mustafa Gbande's house. When you get it, Mustafa Gbande's house was destroyed, raised down to the floor. We were here when we see people, you don't know them, they should keep quiet. He should go to the court. Well, after all, the court is there for all of us. He will get there before he knows that your right to constitution is under the right of governance.
Whether it will go against him.
It will definitely go against him.
It wouldn't.
America me wa play jidudu du jipo.
Ayo. Jona, odu jidudu ji akere me bo.
Me contract to sign me and be breach contract to. Several
people's homes have been raided in past administrations. You may take action against the operatives or the joint security men. People
did
have Maybe you.
He didn't go anywhere.
So let's see how this one.
Oh, this one is going to be the same. Don't see anyhow because after all, I make a konya vekra melebe no entertain you la. I make na mi pefuna. Oh, he's a Ghanaian who has plunged this nation into serious high debt, borrowing recklessly left and right. You told us that the e-levy is the panacea of our economy. Introduce e-levy. Meji you call bet tax. Who this are? Okay, your data bank is at the forefront of all government transactions. You have been taking 10%. But make a well. Menye judge you konya kevin machin be kwa apeto fiafito ono nude mi ambe pelu dodo ya din fiafito wa fe o metoju yo. Elo no why. No come over ka fiafito up me ya le uli dona. Tiena.
Yo,
special prosecutor are you is the OSP after you and I? Is the OSP, are you not a Ghanaian? I am a Ghanaian and the OSP is not after me because I didn't commit any crime. My name is not part of or alleged. I may say alleged. I have not been alleged to be part of any crime. So I don't have any business with the OSP.
All right.
Anybody who has business with the prosecutor.
And we'll leave the rest to the court.
In the history of our country. So I want to submit that you can have 10 ministers, another government can have 20 ministers, and the government that has 20 ministers may have a smaller government machinery, a smaller government size than you who have 10 ministers. And I want to demonstrate that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's on record. The record is that the pegging or ranking of officials of the presidency are as follows, Mr. Speaker. Since the inception of the fourth Republican dispensation, the chief of staff is pegged at the rank below the Speaker of Parliament, but above a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, a senior presidential advisor is pegged at the level of a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of Parliament. So a senior presidential advisor, by all intents and purposes, their salaries, emolument, conditions of service, is equivalent to a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, a presidential advisor is pegged at the level of a cabinet minister who is not a member of Parliament. A presidential staffer is pegged at the level of a non-cabinet minister who is not a member of Parliament. And the presidential aide is pegged at the level of a deputy minister. These are the rankings since the inception of the fourth Republican dispensation. Mr. Speaker, so if you want to see the size of government and its bearing on the national exchequer, Mr. Speaker, don't just look at ministers and deputy ministers. Look at the government holistically. And Mr. Speaker, I want to submit that if you look at this government holistically, there are ministers, deputy ministers, senior presidential advisors, presidential staffers, presidential aides. President Mahama has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer. Mr. Speaker, why do I say this? Take, for example, the president has appointed Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of Parliament. So her salary, her emolument, conditions of service, everything to do with her office is at the same rank as a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of Parliament. The Speaker, he's appointed a presidential advisor on economy, appointed presidential advisor for 24-hour economy, presidential advisor and special aid to the president, presidential advisor on national anti-corruption program, presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, he goes on to appoint presidential advisor, presidential staffer, and special aid to the vice president, presidential staffer for Black Star Experience, and then presidential staffer for diaspora affairs. Mr. Speaker, then he goes ahead to appoint 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Mr. Speaker, he tells the country that he's appointed a minister in charge of agribusiness. And yet, he's appointed director at the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness. My good friend Peter Buama Otukono. Mr. Speaker, he says he will not appoint deputy regional ministers. And he appoints 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. Mr. Mr. Speaker, I want to submit that these presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country, in essence, as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer, are in fact, indeed, and in substance, deputy 4 directors of communication.
All right, so that goes on and on and on. It's a lengthy one, trying to bring out all the list according to him. Say he wasn't using a political lens. He used the lens that, holding the government accountable to his work.
Okay.
But the president yesterday, when he was swearing in the deputy ministers, has this to say. Well, listen to the president when he was responded to the member of parliament for Damongo. Okay, I think I'll work on that and
beautiful Jijo.
Come back to our listeners. Wanted the president himself when he was addressing that.
Beautiful Jijo, let me tell you something about this short thing. The MPP government is gone and gone for good. Okay.
Just go on.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, the NPP is gone. And they are gone for good. To me, whether they are going to juxtapose a lean government or a large government or whatsoever, they are gone. Ghanaians don't want them. They have voted them out. But the president has made it clear, as at yesterday in his speech, that he has so far only appointed 30. So those things he is mentioning, even all those things he is mentioning is not even within the range of 30. For him to say that they have appointed presidential advisors on the 16 regions and all, where from all these things? Who are the people? Mention their name. If I am to see that,
The youth organizers or the regional organizers of the 16 regions.
The regional organizers of the 16 regions of the NDC party.
Yes.
Oh, come on. This is just chariot talk. These things are founded. You speak with you see, when you come to the House of Parliament, the House of Parliament is a house of record. You must speak with record. You must speak with evidences. Now, when we ask him right now, so he's now assuming that Bensiki, who is the regional organizer of NDC, has become the deputy minister designate at the presidency. You see, let us stop this kind of. This is how they were. This is what has landed them in opposition. But they are not learning. They keep on as if we are in a campaign season and they can come and say anything they like to Ghanaians. The president has appointed only 30. Whilst the elsewhere one, there were about 336 appointed appointees under Nana Akufo-Addo. At the last government, let's say that the presidency has a working staff who are more or less civil servants being employed under the presidency as a direct employment to the account of the Controller General. Those staffs, they don't have political colors. I may say that if I come right now, the cleaner there is an MPP, so he should go, or the what? Those ones, we call them the casual staffs. They are there already. When we talk of appointment, political appointment, the man has confirmed it that he did only 30, whilst Nana Akufo-Addo did 336. So out of the 336, and one did only 30, whilst 306 is against your elsewhere government, you will not complain about that. They should keep quiet. Are they now complaining about lean and big and large government? When we were here, we asked them, no, you people appointed ministers with 2 deputies. 2 deputies, each of the portfolios has 2 deputies, making 3 ministers in charge of a small sector. You people, we were here shouting, big, 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 big. Where is the minister of chieftaincy and religious affairs? Those ministry has been merged with local government. So imagine that President Mahama appointed minister for chieftaincy and religious affairs. That man goes with his administration blocks, with his special aid, with the cars, with all the people. So if they mess it, even under Nana Akufo-Addo, didn't we have deputy ministers, regional ministers? We had them. We had them when my senior brother, my senior uncle, Avulete, he enjoyed the deputy minister as a Volta regionalist. So they should keep quiet. They should leave us alone. We are here to start our after 100 days in office movement and the big push. Better things are there for Ghanaians to see. Then you are talking about this and that and that. After all, I, Kerubin Kofi Zigan, will appoint. If I were to be President Mahama, appoint and appoint and appoint. At least if I say I will not appoint as Nana Akufo-Addo, the difference between me and Nana Akufo-Addo should be only 30 or 40. Yes. So me, I didn't see.
If you say you are cutting down,
yes, I've cut down
size of
government and I cut down by 30 people. It's fine. Didn't I cut it?
You haven't done us any good.
Oh, it's good. At least those 30 people's their salary can go into something else. You see, it's good. It's better than I don't do it more than you or do it like you. It's something. So to me, I appreciate the fact that the president did only 30. It's on record. Go and cross-check. Veron Sawyer, as he mentioned, is a member of parliament and a presidential advisor to the president, and they are putting no per the standing. Anybody who works as a presidential advisor is a cabinet minister. For the fact that it's not a constitutional cabinet member doesn't make the person not qualified to take what cabinet people take. That doesn't make it right. Irrespective of other emoluments that will come along for you to maybe enjoy or other allowances, everybody that is there is there. When you go to Articles 71, it spells out those who are to benefit. He told us. The Constitution said it. So they shouldn't come and do like President Mahama is doing something unconstitutional, or they say, hey, we promised lean government and we are going to do so. And we are doing it, and they are seeing it. They can see it, they can feel it. Look at how we match the ministries, chieftaincy and religious affairs, together with local government. We match that one. We match aquaculture with you see, we are doing everything to make it more wholesome and understanding to Ghanaians. Secondly, forming a large government with spending is different than forming a lean government with spending. We are cutting down expenditure, as rightly stated in the budget, that the NDC government will cut down expenditure, and we demonstrated it. Look at the 68th anniversary of Ghana. If it were to be elsewhere NPP, they would have sent this anniversary to Bungurungu, where the organizers of that thing will chop till they cannot chop again. But the presidency said no. Let's that frivolous spending be cut off. 68th anniversary is not something we should celebrate. There are milestone numbers that we celebrate. For instance, in the next 2 years, if President Mahama decided to celebrate the 70th birthday or the 70th anniversary of Ghana, even in space or on the moon, Ghanaians will support him. When you move from 70, then you go to 75th. From 75th to 80th. From 80th to 85th. But this one, Nana Akufo-Addo celebrated 61, 67, 66, as if it's something big, which should it be? So cutting down expenditure is what is most needed. So to the president said he has appointed 30 as against 336 of Nana Akufo-Addo. So he should just do that. When he was mentioning the thing, why he didn't do, we call something comparative politics. Why he didn't do comparative politics? He should have been doing it. That when
he's just holding the government.
Oh no. If you are holding government, no, this is a communication. You are trying to let citizens understand what is going on. So let them know that okay, Eswa Nana Akufo-Addo was having this. Now Mahama is having this. Nana Akufo-Addo was having this. Now so that people will know the difference. We call it comparative politics. You have to compare the two. But here lies the case. You see, he is now making the president to let us understood that there were 336 presidential appointees at the elsewhere government. You see, anade wa no evie na odwo no alo evie do jila odwo enyame ye no fifi line Mahama echodo kwa swear in a miemio simple without even rebattering what you've said. Kake edo afeto bela nekabana Ghana tonu nyan ke Akufo-Addo wada the presidency hapo vachudo, which is not there. Elebenen bo Nana Akufo-Addo had 336 appointees. Now Mahama has exceeded the 336 by doing this. Stop this stupid analysis. If a president Mahama appointed as he stand right now.
Where you stated a stupid analysis.
Yes, stupid analysis. It's stupid. Stupidity is not something. It's a state of the mind when you know the truth, but you decided to put it off. It's stupidity. He knows the truth that the government that went home, I say gongons, they have a large size, like they are party symbol. You see, they have a large size. I will call it elephantized government. You didn't do comparison. You were saying that they have appointed, we said we will do lean government, but we do this. And when we do that, did it exceed what you were doing? You didn't do that. If we say we are not going to appoint plaintive government appointees, but we started to do some corner ones, picking loops and those things, what does that concern you for? There were people who were in charge at the presidency, the presidential staffer in charge of communication, presidential staffer in charge of information, presidential staffer in charge of technology and ICT, the same under the same government. You didn't complain that. Now you are talking that Otoguno is now appointed as a presidential advisor to Agric. And what does that got to do with the large size you had previously? Do the comparison, then we see where President Mahama has faulted Ghanaians by promising them, I'll give you lean government, but I am giving you the extra dose of Nana Akufo-Addo.
All right. We'll do the last one, which is on Sister Adapa, telling the court she does not know how much each of her former housekeepers stole from her.
How will she know when the money was plenty?
Each. She knows the amount, but each, she doesn't know. The former Minister of Water and Sanitation, Sister Adapa, has told the Accra High Court on Wednesday that she is unable to tell how much each of the house, that the accused had stolen from her storeroom. She was given evidence as the complainant on the second day of her testimony in the ongoing criminal trial of her former housemates. Madam Dapa was under cross-examination by the lawyer representing the second accused, identified only as Sarah. As the proceeding continued, Sarah became visibly emotional and towards the end of the day session broke down into tears. She interrupted the proceedings to confront the former minister over points of evidence involving jewelry boxes. According to Sarah, the boxes in question belongs to her, not to Dapa, despite the minister's claim of ownership. On her first appearance at the court on Tuesday, the former minister claimed that her former housemates stole her jewelry, valued at $53,000. On the same day, she claimed that the accused individuals made off with $410,000, 300,000
pounds.
And then the Ghanaian city, we have 350,000, equivalent to approximately $30,000
from her storeroom. And this woman is happy.
So she's saying that they've stolen $761,000 from her storage. That's her storeroom, the storage room.
Yes.
But each amount, Amesia her call, she doesn't know.
The question here is this: is Cecilia Dapa, can she be cited for money laundering or not?
That is not the case in court. She has taken her mates to court for stealing jewelries, her monies, the husband's staffs, and some other things. That's what she took to court. So that's what the court is looking at.
Ghana is a funny country. Oh, Ghana, share. If there is, and perhaps people believe that there is reincarnation, if I go and God asks me, Kofi, I'm sending you back to the world, where will you be? I'll choose Ghana again. I'll choose Ghana. Because it's only Ghana in the whole world that you can make this mess up. You fool. Then our foolishness is considered wise, and our wisdom is considered foolishness. It's only in Ghana. How can someone appear before a law court telling the court that there has been certain amount of money stolen from her storeroom? Which store? Is your store a bank? Is your storeroom a bank?
So one cannot keep money?
No, the Lord didn't say one cannot keep money in his or her house. But there is a certain threshold by Bank of Ghana that as an individual, such an amount should not be in your house. It becomes money laundering. I'm telling you that if Cecilia Dapa were to rise one day to
come, law, because this has been, debated severally.
You see, yes, the thing is, it does not cap the amount. Yes, it does not cap the amount, but it is instead that the word money laundering means an individual, group of companies, or anyone hoarding money somewhere, which even within that can sponsor state coups and criminal activities. That is it. So these monies that are mentioned, if put into real work, it can recruit about 20, 30, 40,000 rebels. And it can buy guns. This amount that has been, they can get guns, they can get bombs out of this money.
Yeah, they don't have that thought, probably.
Not that they don't have. That's why you shouldn't have even the means before the thinking will come. You shouldn't have the means. Now, imagine, I took people to court, and I don't know individually how much Jijo has stolen from me, but all I know is that these are my amounts that I missed. So if Jijo here pleading said that I didn't take anything, it was only Kofi and the junior, it's only the boys. Me, I didn't take anything. Can't Cecilia Dapa say, no, you take some? I saw you. Can she confirm? She can't. So to me, I see her like she should rather have been,
this is someone whose money,
the special prosecutor,
stolen by her mates. They've made away with it. They were caught. She has sent them to court, and now the court is hearing the case. It's time for her to testify, and the other ones to also testify. And she's telling the court.
Okay, let us assume. Let us assume. Now, do you know the jewelries were her assets?
But they made it say in court that the jewelry box is for her.
Yes, and it's her assets. It's her assets, right? It's her assets, right? It's my jewelries worth. Is her asset. The question here is that as a minister or a state or a public servant, per the standing laws, that when you want to serve in a capacity as a government appointee or whatsoever, you declare your asset. Has he declared these assets to the state authority that I have a jewelry box worth this in my room? Did she do that? Did she tell the state that no, I have a storage, I have a store. In fact, I have my family bank with me.
During the declaration of assets.
Yes, she must do that. And today, those things must juxtapose what she's saying at the court, so that your declaration of assets must be reflected at the court, that in your declaration you told us, and we know that you have a jewelry box worth this. So if you are saying today is this, then it's correct or not correct. These are the things. You can't just serve as a capacity in the name of state. When we begin to question the source of your money, then you begin to tell us you were rich before you were appointed. Your brother's funeral, all the donation, the box is still with you. They did not even break the box. Your brother who died 3 years ago, rotten and buried, turned to dust in the grave. They have not broken the funeral box. It's still with you, the sister living, and the children are languishing in. You see, account. All these things are bull stories. To me, the special prosecutor were gagged. You see, when a president say, "Oh, my dear Cecilia, I know the good Lord will see you through and you will come out clean." Imagine the president who has the powers to say, "Hey, leave her," or prosecute her, is now saying that he knows. He knows by which revelation. Nana Akufo-Addo, it is God who revealed to you, or by prayer or fasting. You are only confirming.
So it's now a crime for if your friend, your colleague, even your mother, telling you that, oh, me hwesebe es wono ho ko ya dole me boboe if ya be
menye like borom me enya ala jijo gbajira la enye jago enye menye gbojina enye me jago ya come ire togbe apede gbo for togbe apede home menyu e carriage yen enya nkewe matenwa wa mele be na gbere o ka carriage ne no menye be o kofi de o nde o le ya de tafrache kofi ma wa ke ya ewakia no nyen kwe ndo ya no yuede nya o kofi ewe
so ya ko president
emelebe na de glo aba menula na we togbi apede va chine asogli tu ko be o menya kofi lo kofi a o kofi well kofi menya wenyude enya hehe asogli tu ko choro we be ware lenya tefe mela menya be mawu akplo we to me godo togbe na judgment dara ihogode ko ne me to mo if ya be so I want the special prosecutor to revisit this Cecilia Dapa case. She should revisit it. Okay. Look at the amount she's mentioning in dollars, in this, in that. What? You have this amount of money, then we go capping back, going around begging people.
Why you're expecting her to use the money to
Ghana to coin Ghana
roads, build hospitals?
Yes. We want to see
know the source of the money.
Bullshit. Let that do that. Do we have?
And I'm sure all of those ones will be maybe.
Come on. Then she's wicked. She's wicked. She's a wicked woman. As it stands right now, if she has this amount, jewelry boss they crash it. At the one to Cecilia Dapa Hospital maternity block.
That is her discretion should want.
Yes, that's.
Want to.
Even though we are toge, play asige kola nuziwe sika kola play sika sige play no viewen. We are we popi kaka boss the can but gamye ko yora. You see. We didn't say you shouldn't acquire properties. We didn't say you shouldn't at least look good when you are rich. But the question here is this. How can you as an individual,
you know how much another individual is having.
There were rich people in this town. We know the rich people in this house.
They are various
but
forms.
They don't keep their monies at home.
You can confirm that. Your tomato, you can confirm that.
Well, to me, eto ta eto ya mi agbolo ezeme na na de ta eto ko do he mi le gbogbolo de eto na menyu na me de to crack ale Westwood ya to do
because
be
your allegations are mo to de eto me politank
o me fi o de fi afi de na fi ni so nkwa.
Thank you. Our time is up, and when it's here ending on the Cecilia Dapa case on the score, we'll call it a day. Not sure. Thank you. We've been calling to be a part of the conversation, but I know very well time will be against us, and we don't want to spend much time of the next show. So, next time, just send me a text message and I'll read it in the course of the discussion. That even does it well for me. So, our viewers on Facebook, thank you for watching, and our listeners on radio. It's the Thursday's edition. We drawing the curtains down for today, Thursday, the 13th day of March 2025. All right, so the guys were here. Walter and Frank, Blaise Thames, Evan Bates is up next. And don't forget Vokia Foods, Habia Penu, Ajonota, and then we have Gosway Enterprise for all your decor needs. New York in here, Quadrao Homedo. I better kakwe, I better to be Ofia se Odo Pair, Gosway Enterprise, Ojenkume, ECG. For my ball and Volo, see on a wholesale player, retail, y'all 0249 766 701. This has been today's package of the Global Morning Show. Tomorrow, Friday, we are back again. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. My name is Joyce Jijo. After I leave this with you, have a lovely day. What's up?